colds, flu, and viruses. And now at Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville, get Ranch House Cocktail and blue cheese sauces. Medical Center Pharmacy on East Academy Street in Cherryville and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 in Falston.
The game plays right here.
Are you ready for some football?
Your sports leader, WOHS Shelby, WLON Lincoln, WCSL Cherryville Gastonia.
Hello, this is Milton Baker inviting you to listen to NASCAR Racing right here on WCSL 1590 AM, 92.3 FM, and KTCBroadcasting.com.
When you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
And good morning, and welcome to the Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin Hastings, Zach, and Tom. Terry decided to stay home today, apparently.
You know what I was thinking.
What?
It's hard to find people to work these days, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it is.
It's hard, but I tell you who will work for you: Shelby Heating and Air. They're the sponsor of Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Call them up 704-487-7877. All your heating and air needs. So if you need to get, Zach, it's going to be warm before you know it. We've got a little bit of equipment being thrown around here by Kevin. It's going to be warm pretty soon, and you might want to get your AC checked out for the upcoming warm months, or if your furnace is on the fritz and need to get it checked out, serviced, maybe upgraded, Shelby Heating and Air, they're the experts. If you go to their website, there's plenty of coupons on there, so just Google Shelby Heating and Air. Should come to the website. They've got a bunch of discount promos going on. Once again, call them 704-487-7877. And Kevin's over here knocking around the light. I think he's upset that the light is not on his face quite properly.
No,
like
I was
worried.
I was trying to get JP was using the wrong camera in there, and I was trying to show him which one.
Oh,
and I tripped over the light, and now I'm hearing snap. Has you got the mic on in there?
He probably does.
I heard the snaps when he snapped. Yeah, do you got the mic on in there?
Yeah, I got it on, yeah.
Okay. Well, good thing you didn't make any FCC violations in there trying to fix that camera. You did
well. I didn't know. I couldn't see the camera. It was down here. I was like, where's the camera at? Because there are two different cameras in here. One of them don't work. The one that you see me on is the one that's working. It was behind the computer. Couldn't see it.
The other one is for Randy and Terry when they do their broadcast on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Because she calls in on FaceTime, and they do it through that. She comes in once a week. She lives far away. It's not like she's nearby or anything. But good morning, JP. Good to see you. No frozen roads today for you to venture through.
That was
I was actually here early, so too. Yeah,
it was 2 weeks in a row we had that.
Good. Well, so JP got in safe. If anybody was wondering, how was your week, JP?
It was good.
All right.
I got my mask back, so that was better.
Your mask.
My CPAP mask broke 2 weeks ago, and I haven't had it for 2 weeks. So.
They got a new one. There's this new commercial where there's some kind of implant. I don't even know what it is, Zach. But it's not the mask anymore.
My pastor actually came up and he was talking about it. Sorry, it hooks around your ear.
Yeah,
and it works.
Does it?
It absolutely does work. And he said it's cheaper to buy that and it worked than to pay for his supplies for 3 months.
Okay, cool.
Well, folks, we get to start this week the Clash at the Coliseum, and this will be a big race. Terry's not too excited about it, but I'm not that big a fan of the short track per se. But I like new things I haven't seen before. So I'm going to enjoy. And put it this way, Tom, I've never watched the Clash in my life.
This is tomorrow,
but I'm going to watch this one. If you'll let me get to it.
Okay,
I do not know.
Okay. I'm so excited about it. When is it? I don't know.
Exactly.
What is this? A sports show?
I'm about to read it.
I just want to know how much shorter of a track it is than the shortest track.
Well, if you weren't
it is the shortest track.
If you weren't so busy pulling against LaMelo Ball last night, you might have looked it up before the show.
I click on these things and read them. If you got either one of y'all would have any patience whatsoever.
All right.
I'll get just to it. We're going to talk about anything and everything about what's going on. We've got a brand new car to talk about. We've got new hubcaps, or we've got one lug nut instead of 4 lug hubcaps.
I was like, what? See them flying through the stands.
New hubcaps this year at NASCAR. This thing's going to be wild.
Got spinners on.
Practice is today at 12:30. We're going to go through the whole schedule and everything, and let's do this Clash schedule. So we'll get Tom informed after this guy climbs over a beam, wherever he went. Anyway, that looks like the assistant coach of the team we was playing the other night. All right, the Busch Light Clash. Say that fast, Tom.
Busch Light Clash. I am in radio.
You did a lot better than I would.
I am in radio.
Busch Light Clash. Practice is at 12:30. 3 p.m. Is the NASCAR Press Pass. 6 o'clock is Press Pass Auto Club update, whatever that means. Cup Series 8:30 for qualifying. Single car qualifying is what they're going to do, and then they'll have the Press Pass and NASCAR Watch Live. I guess that's NASCAR.com. Post qualifying at 9 p.m. So the single car. I'll get it right today. Is on FS1 to listen to that. JP, I'm going to look at your schedule here in a minute. I don't know if I've updated that exactly about our race schedule, but we'll go over that. Sunday, 3 o'clock, qualifying heat races. They'll have 4 of those begin at 3 o'clock. And then the Busch Light Clash last chance qualifiers, 2 spots available, will be approximately 4:10 when the heat races are over. And then 6 p.m., the Busch Light Clash main event for the race tomorrow, Sunday night, 6 p.m. at the Coliseum in L.A. So we're going to pull that up and watch it here in a second again.
We do have a listener out there. I don't know what his name is. I think it's TR or his initials, and he doesn't like the Busch Clash because he's old, set in his ways, and doesn't want to embrace any kind of newness. I do, like, I'm not the biggest NASCAR fan, y'all know, but I think it's pretty cool to do something different. And I'm sorry that Terry's such a miserable guy. Terry, don't text back. I know you're driving. Don't text and drive, buddy. We want to see you here next Saturday, but I'm just sorry that you hate anything new. He hated the dirt track. Remember that, Kevin? He hated the dirt track.
It did. Yeah, it did.
If it's anything new, if it's anything it's not Kyle Busch, he hates it.
It's restrictor plate racing.
Yeah, he just hates
the only thing he likes.
Yeah, he likes that. Other than that, he hates everything. So, Terry, you need to keep up with the Joneses, brother.
Oh, goodness. So it was a football field, obviously, and it's been turned into a racetrack. We're going to watch a small little video here online as it goes for the folks at home. I'm going to switch that off while they're running that ad there. So let's go over the details. I'm going to read exactly what it's saying. Patches of the LA Coliseum greenery still stand untouched by the asphalt beyond what would be the east end zone, and is now turns 3 and 4. Grass remains visible to the sun there. Therefore, it continues to grow, it says. One of the grounds The bold idea formally announced was on September 14th, 2021, but it's been in the works since 2020. Let's see. First, a thick plastic barrier of visqueen sheeting was put down on the grass, turf, and red dirt, basically the entire floor level of the stadium. Then plywood was placed on top of that. Together, those layers make up 130,000 square feet of protection. A sheet of geotextile woven fabric lies as a divider between the protective measure and the track rubble, and it prevents any slipping and sliding too. Crushed miscellaneous base, 9,200 cubic yards worth, gives the surface a majority of depth. There's a foot of the field below that's flat infield and 4 feet on the outside with a 2.5-degree banking. Asphalt then covers everything. 6,900 square yards to pave the track, 6,800 for the infield, adding another 4 inches deep. Putting it down is definitely very difficult. Removing the last, say, 4 to 6 inches is also going to be very fun. Again, you just can't put a bucket down and basically start pushing. You got to not rip the visqueen is what it says. So, Zach, the L.A. Coliseum, famous for football, is now going to host the NASCAR race, and we're going to show the folks online a quick little video of a time-lapse video of them doing this. So, pretty neat. What you think? I mean, again, like, great idea. Now, if this works, how quick is it before Jerry Jones says, "Get y'all butts here in Jerry World"? Because that stadium's made for like things like this. You think we're going to see a race in Jerry World? Maybe
It's possible. I just think. I just wonder what it costs to go in there and to construct something like that, and pave it and then take it back up.
I'm sure we'll find that out here in a second.
Unbelievable.
Hit some
They're basically building everything. They're basically building it like it's supposed to be there.
The whole thing. Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
He said they put, that's covered in plywood over the grass.
I heard that.
Well, that's what I wanted, somebody that's had some experience in construction and working and stuff like that. Well, what would you think when I said that?
I was like, wow.
So
did they say if there's any banking at all on the
2.5 degrees?
It's a very, very small, because it doesn't look like there's a lot.
No, it's about as flat as it can be. It's 3/8 of a tenth of a mile.
It's basically like a little model of the Brickyard.
It's basically 2 turns. To call it 4 turns is quite an exaggeration.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's find out some other information y'all might want to know. How about odds? You want to see odds for this, Zach? If you're going to pick, who'd you think? I'll say Larson or Elliott, probably, right?
Yeah.
See what the NASCAR betting odds.
I like it. I'm with Terry. I'd like it to be Kyle Busch, but
he might. It just depends on how much you want to wreck up your car, and that's the thing. Are these things durable? We're about to see these new cars and stuff, and I clicked on the odds and it's showing me pictures, so I got to click on something else for the. That's stupid. That's stupid, NASCAR. I'll give you on that one. All right, let's see. News driver standings. Of course, we don't have any of that yet. Tom, we just did a time-lapse video of them fixing the track. Pretty neat. 3/8 of a mile, quarter of a degree banking. That was or 2 degrees banking was the most and the biggest part. Next gen car. Let's say it says bigger brakes will be a key with that. Let's go through the paint schemes as we look at the new cars a little bit. Real quick. I know the folks on the radio obviously can't see the paint schemes, but let's see who's in the 2 this year. Austin Cindric is
Rusty
in the
Wallace?
2.
No,
it's not Rusty.
Not Rusty.
No, there's the Austin Dillon's 3 True Velocity. Now, if you'll notice, Tom, the numbers.
Move the number up to
Are those the Fords?
That is, I don't know what Austin Dillon should be running a Chevy.
Both those look like Chevys.
Yeah. So if you'll notice, the back looks smaller too.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I'm saying. It looks like the back's kind of cut off.
Right. The back is much smaller. It looks like the middle has been stretched, and the back and the fronts are much smaller before from the tire to the back of the car.
So it's still a Chevy Camaro?
Yes.
Okay. And it's still
now
a Ford.
That is a Ford.
That's a Ford. That's the Mustang.
Ford Mustang. Right.
And it looks longer. I mean, it probably ain't.
And then the Toyota Camry.
And the Toyota's a Camry. Okay.
Right. You cannot buy a V8 Camry, but they run them on the racetrack.
I know.
There's the 6 car. Is that Keselowski? Where did he end up?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't know if I like the numbers, and it's still hard to. I think it's because
Keselowski changed teams.
Yeah, he's the new. He moved over.
Well, he was a Ford guy, wasn't he? He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sure the numbers had a lot to do with sponsors too.
Right.
Wanting to give them a bigger.
Tyler Reddick in the 8-car guaranteed rate. Chase Elliott will be in the Napa Auto Parts this weekend.
Farmer John.
Who's driving the 10? I can't remember. Denny Hamlin will be FedExed out this week. I've seen these cars in person. They do feel and look smaller to me. So I mean, that's the best way I can put it, Tom, is that they felt to me like more like, I don't even know how to describe them, racier, almost closer to the street version of like what you would see where they look small and and low and not the traditional NASCAR bulky let's bang. And that's one thing I'm worried about is if one thing as a NASCAR fan, I like being able to run into each other and not ruin my day. Or it can't happen. Obviously, you can cut your tires and wreck and whatever, but in IndyCar and other things, you touch a tire or something, everybody wrecks. But I like the bumping and banging, and if you can't do that, I don't know how well it works. Hopefully, it will work out well. Kyle Busch is in the M&Ms this weekend. Logano in the 22, Jordan's 23. Bubba Wallace will be in the DoorDash. William Byron will be in the Valvoline in the 24. And any others. All right, there's a couple others. There's the Alex Bowman in the 48. Speaking of the 48, Jimmy this weekend racing in a all-wheel drive race in Sweden. And they've been trying to practice, and I've been watching on the Twitter and stuff, and they are all over the place. Some of these guys have never raced, obviously, in the snow, and so they've had a time with that. That they called practice off yesterday because it was so bad out there. So that's fun to watch. Watching him tour around and do all kinds of different things. He was in the supercars last week, the 24 Hours of Daytona. I think they had something break late in the race in his group because there's 4 drivers to a thing. Here's Johnson in Sweden at the parking lot. And he's like, this is the zero visibility. So you can obviously see the building in front of you, but when he points out towards the track and everything, you see that's what they're looking at, trying to drive through. So he's driving 4-wheel drive Porsches, Tom.
Huh. Good skiing conditions.
Yeah, great. And they did do a workout. Let's see if I can find they've been doing all kinds of things up there for fun. Let's see. So, for example, they jumped in the ice. Would you ever do, either one of y'all ever do that?
No.
So in Boone, they got a version of this. It's called the Polar Plunge.
Mm-mm.
And the Greek folks or anybody, clubs, football teams, anybody they'll get together and they'll have a charity to raise money and jump in the ice up there in Boone. Well, of course, Tom, this is them working out, running in the snow.
How many drunken Boone goons had to go to the hospital with hypothermia?
Well, if you drink enough whiskey, you ain't gonna feel it.
I guess.
Well, they took care of that. And there's the guys. Every one of them's, anybody that's got facial hairs covered, it's frozen over. 2 of the guys, Jimmy noticed, some are way more comfortable in the cold than others. If you'll notice, 2 of them in shorts. And as I want to point that out, on my way in this morning, I saw 2 fellas working out in a empty parking lot with cinder blocks at 6:45 this morning.
Yep.
Takes dedication.
33 degrees.
They do rain or shine.
I'm sure, but that's the most craziest thing.
They do Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays.
They can't do something in the heat. You know who I'm talking about? You actually do?
First Baptist parking lot?
Yeah.
Yep.
Was that F3?
Huh?
Was that the F3 group?
There was 2 of them. I don't know how much of a group it was.
I don't know what I don't know the call themselves, but they do meet on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So
I just saw 2 people freezing their butts off in the parking lot. Yeah, that is Keselowski in the 6 car. So Keselowski moved over to RFK Racing as a part owner as well, Tom. So Keselowski is in the 6 car. All right, I don't know how to do favorites on that. I would. How short is a quarter mile? some perspective for you.
I mean, why does anybody need that? Anybody who's been to a high school football stadium knows what a quarter mile is.
It's one lap around the
track.
it's
one lap. I mean, it's like, why would you? How short is a quarter mile? I mean, everybody knows that.
So here's some comparisons that they did. It's 1/10, less than 1/10 of Talladega. The total length covered in a 400-meter dash. There you go, Tom. Yeah. Was what you were saying. When the same length as Bowman Gray, where everybody or some of the folks wanted to see an all-star race there, maybe or something. I want to go there one day just to see some of that. That's at Winston-Salem State University.
Yeah, I know where that. Yeah, Bowman. That's the name of the hospital up there too.
It's less than half the total offensive yardage earned by the Chiefs and Bills in the divisional playoff game. It's less than half the length of the front stretch and back stretch of Indianapolis. It's 1/4,000th of the distance that the Proclaimers would walk just to be the man that walks 1,000 miles to fall down at your door, Tommy. That's the kind of joke I would make. NASCAR, you're in my...
Yeah, somebody had to work really hard to get that one.
Back in the 90s.
Somebody did the math.
Back in the 90s, I used to be able to sing that song. I don't think I can anymore.
Why is that? You lost your voice?
It doesn't come on the radio anymore. It used to come on the radio. Remember when you had to, you didn't have all this iTunes mess. You had to wait for your song to come on the radio. Right.
It's about half the length of Martinsville is what we're looking at. So
it's short, ladies and gentlemen. It's not very long. So if you like contact, I think you're going to like these races.
If you straighten the track, it would not be as tall as the Sears or Willis Tower in Chicago. It's how short the track is.
It's short. If it was a person, it'd be Gary Coleman. I mean,
it's 100 feet shorter than the sewage pipe Andy Dufresne crawled through to escape in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh.
And finally, if the Coca-Cola 600 were run at a quarter-mile track instead of inside the LA Coliseum, the race would be 2,400 laps.
Okay, we got it.
It's short. Tom.
It's short.
In fact, it's about one lap around a football field, like you said.
You want a comparison? Go to any high school in the state or the nation, and
so
there it is.
Idea. Shouldn't they have let the drivers run around the track for qualifying?
Well, then
lap.
Jimmy Johnson would have been on the pole.
Maybe. He's long distance. I don't know about just one lap. There's a big difference. You might have some fast guy in there somewhere. All right, JP, let's get ready to take a break. When we come back, we've got NBA to talk about. We've got NFL, playoffs, bad picks, and more. Tom witnessed two playoff contenders last night, maybe in the East, or trying to be, or are they pretenders? We'll talk about that game and the craziness that happened between that. We've got all-star announcements, starters, reserves, and more. NFL playoffs, like I said, Major League Baseball updates, and a couple other news and notes here. We'll be back in just a few minutes. KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook, too.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincoln. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on the Boss and Carolina Country.
Built upon a solid foundation of cast iron and steel, the Kubota L-Series is part of our under 100 horsepower tractor lineup rated #1 for reliability. They feature powerful Kubota diesel engines and easy operation. The durable Kubota L-Series. Talk to your local Kubota dealer today to schedule a demo. Go to KubotaUSA.com for full disclaimer.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, located at 126 Bessie Drive on Oak Grove Road at the Highway 74 bypass in Kings Mountain.
For all of your printing needs, see Modern Printing of Cherryville. Get your full-color business cards at Modern Printing of Cherryville, along with your full-color brochures. Get multicolor letterhead and multicolor envelopes. Just call 704-435-6112 or email at modern_printing@ymail.com. Modern Printing, located 902 East Main Street, Cherryville. Open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. till 4:30 p.m. That's Modern Printing of Cherryville.
Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell are in search of a barbecue eater. That's right, they need barbecue eaters. And if you love barbecue, you'll love Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Lowell. Plus, they have chicken, steaks, ribs, all kinds of sides and salads too. Ask about their office party packs. And they have employment opportunities, including management positions. That's Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, 305 South Main Street in Lowell, where it's easy in and easy out. See them today, Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks. Join Milton Baker for the West End Sale Swap Shop, Monday through Friday on Carolina Country, WCSL, Cherryville, Gastonia, 92.3 FM, 1590 AM, and online at kdcbroadcasting.com.
And we're back with Kevin and the guys.
Well, we're back, and just want to remind you that Shelby Heating and Air is bringing you Saturday morning sports talk, 704-487-7877. I even see, Kevin, they finance. So if you need a new system, a new furnace, air conditioner, make sure you see our friends at Shelby Heating and Air. Kevin's showing you the coupons there. A tune-up for your heating and air or service call, installation, new thermostat, whatever you need for that heating and air system in your house. Give them a call, and you even get money for phoning a friend there. If you refer somebody to a new customer, they'll save you $25. So, once again, that number is 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com, Kevin.
All right. NBA talk. We'll let Tommy kind of get into this and go over some of this. The Hornets, we're gonna go over NBA. All-Stars and reserves have been named. Some of the guys won't play, so they'll have reserves of reserves, and we'll get into that. Maybe some snubs and what.
Well, Jared Allen got snubbed, and he had a 20-20 last night.
Yeah, he did. So Tom went to the Hornets and Cavaliers game, and Cavs led for 99% of the game, Tom?
No, wasn't not. First quarter, Hornets had 31 points. They had 15 in the second, 15. So good news if you had the under. And then 19 in the third, even better if you had the under. And then they had 36. Oubre got hot, hit some threes. Rozier got hot. They had an excellent third quarter. But I've watched a lot of the Cavs games. I saw them do it against the Pelicans one time. I saw them do it against the Hawks one time. I saw them do it against the Hornets last night. They get big leads. And then they just, what are you doing in the third quarter? Jacking up threes. I didn't understand what the strategy was. I mean,
it's funny you said jacking up threes, and y'all did shoot a up three with like 40 seconds left to go from 26 feet away.
Kevin, I've sat there and watched the Cavs games, and like, I've got a lot of faith in Bickerstaff. I think he's a good coach, but it's like, brother, we got to talk about what you're doing in the fourth quarter here.
So Tom, I didn't text you this last night. I didn't want to get into it with you, but I had a theory that I found the player on your team that Vegas has affected last night why y'all started blowing the game.
Are you talking about Kevin Love?
No, Love's okay. It's your point guard.
Goodwin?
Yes.
Godwin, excuse me.
He was.
Yeah, Goodwin, yeah. He's like the third stringer.
He was affected by Vegas last night, I believe. Watch this. We're going to start at you guys up 6. Goodwin lost ball. Goodwin makes a 27-foot three. Wow, where that was from, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Goodwin offensive foul. Goodwin turnover. Goodwin misses 26-foot three. Goodwin bad pass. Goodwin got a rebound. Goodwin misses 13-foot pull-up. A lot of bad Goodwin plays of the last, I'd say 6 of the last 12 plays that the Cavs had was Jared Allen doing something good, Goodwin trying to throw the game. So that's my theory of the night, that Kevin, Vegas was affected by Goodwin. He was your Mo last night.
He's a third stringer, dude.
Right. And he had like 4 or 5 turnovers in a row.
I mean, they really miss. I mean,
by way third string.
There are whispers that Sexton might be able to come back if they don't trade him. I know there's a lot of traders, a lot of crazy trade rumors going on, but Garland's had some back issues. He's missed about 3 or 4 games in a row. Without him, it hurt. He's their leading scorer, and I know how you feel about point guards who are leading scorers. But because he wasn't there, that really opened up things for Allen. I mean, Allen owned them in the first quarter. I think he had the first 9 points. What do you have, 23, 21 rebounds, 29 points?
Hold on. I'll scroll up for you there. 29 and 22.
Then Mobley maybe had, Mobley had maybe, Mobley only had 8 or 9, but 29 points. And then Love off the bench has 25. Because I'm telling you, when Love comes in the game, he's raining threes, dude. That's what he's doing. He gets paid to shoot threes in the second quarter.
And look at now look at something. There's the stat line. Look at the biggest stat I see on his line is plus 12.
Plus 12 over the sixth man for the other team.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, no, he's plus 12. When he's on the court, the team's plus 12.
Oh, they are
other teams, and that's.
I mean,
pretty interesting. He's the best one they've got on there.
How many other?
Kevin Love? Yeah, he's plus 12. That's pretty good.
So I wanted to point that. I'm glad you brought up the plus minuses. I was going to mention that last night. So again, Tom, as far as the point guard shooting, it's more of if you shoot in the rhythm of the game and get your points in the rhythm of the game, that is the best way to do it. Stay in the rhythm of the game, get your teammates, move the ball. You're supposed to move the offense, right? So if I dribble up and shoot, we're not running the offense. And the thing is that looking at the plus minuses, I'm going to scroll down here. So Goodwin, I said he was throwing it 4 of 14. He had, if I say Goodwin had 12 points, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. LaMelo had 15 points, 3 assists, 6 rebounds. Who played better? Well, LaMelo had more points. But then look at the plus minus. Goodwin plus 9, LaMelo minus 20. Minus 20.
I really thought he played poorly last night. His decisions and such weren't very good last night.
So
he played poorly.
So again, and I text you, other teams, and once this season starts figuring out, they start figuring out that again, the Hornets are 3-10 when LaMelo leads the team in scoring. Let him shoot. Let him when he comes off the pick and roll. Yeah. You let him make the play and not hit a cutter, not throw it to Hayward, not throw it to Bridges. And Zach, since they said that those two did not make the All-Star team and they've got a chance to make the reserves, the last 2 games, LaMelo almost shot twice as much as Miles Bridges. The only reason he didn't last night was because, Tom, he set late in the fourth quarter.
Fourth quarter, he about didn't play.
I'm reading an article right now. He set 2 weeks ago. No, that was a few weeks ago about sitting, and they're talking about turnovers and things like that. And that's a point. He had 6 turnovers.
Well, you look, he played 32 minutes, and they were minus 20 while he was on the court.
Right.
That's bad.
Everybody on the bench was positive. So as soon as and that's what I'm getting is that you can look at Russell Westbrook's stats a lot, and then see that wow they haven't won or didn't win. Durant's had James Harden on his team twice, and it's not worked out at all. Yeah. Him firing up the balls. Again, Steph, Isaiah, and Magic, the only ones to win it. And it just doesn't work out. And last night, Rozier got the most points. Tom, they got destroyed in the paint. But you think that, but then watch this. This is what I was looking at. Points in the paint. Hornets actually had more.
It seemed like they had some mid-range stuff in the paint. I mean, not. Well, they did. They had some breakaway dunks too. It seemed like Plumlee had one. They had some breakaway.
So you look at points in the paint though. Under that, as a team, it says what 38 was it or 41,
38 or something like that.
So right at the same. But then you look at the stats. Allen 29, Mobley 8, Kevin Love 29, 25. So you got 54 points from a center, a power forward, and then 60 points from your 3 biggest men. The Hornets' 3 biggest men. That's more than the Hornets got in the paint. Both teams got in the paint. I guess, Kevin Love shooting his threes. But then you got Plumlee with 8. And then nothing but small forwards after that. P.J. Washington is your second biggest person.
But they're plus 13 with him on the court.
And his baby mama, boxes him out. So what? They have no
they don't, and that's what Cleveland exploited with Allen. They don't really have anybody who can match up against him.
Well, everybody does it. Well, if we play the 76ers in the playoffs, what's going to happen?
Oh.
Same thing.
Embiid's
going
to get 40 a game.
I watched it. Yeah.
There's gonna be
I thought you were at that game. That's what I was at.
Yeah.
We mentioned this before. There's gonna be a Shaq that comes through, and he's gonna own the NBA.
But he likes his jumpers too much.
Well, when I watched that, and there was one critical moment in that Philadelphia game where they managed to clear out the lane and it was Washington on Embiid, and I was like, "What are you doing?"
And he was just knocking him down over him.
Embiid dunked it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the Hornets are not going to be able to get by with Washington or Plumlee on like a star big man, and Allen and Embiid is just going to eat them alive. I mean, they're going to eat them alive. So I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know whether they need to trade for some rim protection or what, but that is really the problem with the Hornets because Rozier, Bridges, Hayward, some of those other guys, I think they've got a good nucleus there. If they had some rim protection, they could really make some noise in the playoff. I don't know if they can get any.
Again, it's been forever, if not never, that we've had this many wings that can get 15 to 25. They've never been had this many actual scores on a team. It's usually been 2, maybe 3 guys, but as far as all these wings, honestly, Tom, listen, if they're going to keep LaMelo, they need to do what every scoring guard to be successful has really had to do, and they need to move him to the shooting guard and let someone else bring the ball up.
Yeah,
Rozier fits in height, but he doesn't fit as
he scores.
He's a scorer.
Yeah.
So him and LaMelo essentially are kind of the same position for the most part. Honestly, I'd rather have LaMelo at small forward if I'm going to have to do it. He's 6'8". I just don't want him. I don't want him. Him making the second pass would be deadly. Like if somebody else brought it up, hit LaMelo on the wing, and then him make the pass,
hitting the cutters.
But bringing the ball up and running the actual offense is not working. And I just it's not going to work. Put it that way. And anyone that says different, they're the 9 seed, and they're 3-10 when he leads in scoring. And that's again the point guard leading the scoring is a problem. All right, in the East, Bulls and Heat. Bulls 1, Heat 2, Cavs 3, tied with the Bucks. Philadelphia 5, Brooklyn 6. So you're the 5 seed is 2 games out in the East. 2 games out in the West only gets you to the 2 seed. For example, the Lakers are under 500 in the West. They're the 9 seed. They would be the 11 seed in the East, but only 8 games out of first. So the East is tight. I was going up the wrong one there. There's your West for the folks there at home. Zach, those Timberwolves are sneaking on up there. Anthony Edwards said asked him how good he could be. He said I could be as good or better than everybody in the league. I like his confidence.
Yeah,
I swear. John, it might be Jordan's.
Utah 32-21, a similar record to the Cavs. They're 10 out. It's
crazy. And that's how I guess good Phoenix and Golden State have been playing, and also how tight the East is. Look, those 5. Tom, I think y'all are right in the middle of something maybe you shouldn't be yet, but you guys are playing well and young, and you're there.
Been able to overcome some injuries too. I mean, they didn't. Cleveland
just star power wise is what I really mean by that. I guess. I mean, you've got probably better. You got better depth in Milwaukee and Philadelphia right now, don't you? In Brooklyn,
like Wade coming in and marketed not playing, and Wade comes in and pretty much has you don't miss him that much. What they did miss, you talked about Goodwin and all the mistakes. Mm-hmm. That would be Garland in that fourth quarter.
How long is he out?
I don't know. It's like the back spasm thing, Kevin, seems to be, how backs are.
Right.
I mean, it's just once they start, as mine's giving me trouble here the last couple of days. Sometimes it lasts a day, sometimes it lasts a week.
It's bad.
It's bad. I mean, you can put a little heat, little ice, but it just seems like whenever it gets better, it gets better. I mean, he may be out another week. So any win without Garland is a double win. I mean, you really have to, be thankful for that. I mean, they've got Rondo out there, and I was with Trent Marty, and Trent saw Rondo out there. He's like, man, I wish this was 2008. He's like Rondo out there because he was. I mean, he can still play a little bit, but I mean, he's not what he once was. I mean, I know they've got Pagos, who was like a superstar, in some European league or something. He's pretty good, but they don't. You got to have a point guard. I know he can't be the leading scorer, according to you, that's not going to work out, but you got to have him. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You got to have him.
Yes. I mean, everybody's got to have a good guard, or you're not going to do anything.
You look at the first 5 teams. I think you mentioned a minute ago. I mean, 2 games separate the first 5 teams. I mean, that's
well. There's more parity. That's why you don't see somebody with 40 wins in the East, because
they're all pretty good.
There's more parity. I'm not saying I would venture to argue that the Suns and the Warriors are the 2 best teams in the league. But I think if you put the Bulls or the Heat or the Cavaliers, they might have a few more wins against the West. It's not as good. Of course, we got some lousy teams in the East, too. Detroit and Orlando down there with 12 wins apiece.
Terry ought to be excited because Boston beat Detroit last night.
Yeah, we Detroit beat Cleveland. That's another game Cleveland had lead and lost.
Oh, the Hornets got beat by the Magic. I mean, it's the ones that you give away that you shouldn't lose.
Still a professional team.
It is.
I mean, still got to play professionals, but I think it's going to be fun in the East. It's really going to. I mean, really, who you putting your money on? Who you putting your money on? The top 6 there. Who's your money on? I wouldn't even forget about the Raptors.
Miami.
I'm gonna go with Milwaukee.
It's hard to go against Jimmy Butler, isn't it? I mean, I'll tell you, Butler's a warrior, man.
Well, here's what I'm going to.
You don't bet against that guy.
So, a couple of weird things that I've seen or heard this week, as far as let's look at the Heat. Okay, one, some people get too much credit or not enough credit. But let's talk about this. They're talking about Miles Bridges being an All-Star, LaMelo getting snubbed. Well, what about Tom? Have you heard a single person say that Tyler Hero got snubbed?
He can light it up.
He scored more than both the Charlotte Hornets leading scorers. So Tyler Hero right now is 23rd in scoring. Okay? Pascal Siakam 21st, Anthony Edwards 19, Brandon Ingram 17, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander 16, Jaylen Brown not in there yet. So the All-Star, here's the pool. Some of the players will not be playing, so let me pull this up for you guys. So Team LeBron and Team Durant, and I guess they'll be picking there. Why is it on the wrong one? All right, let's switch this over. There we go. All right, so you got Team Durant and Team LeBron for this, and they'll be picking players from the player pool. Some players are going to be coming out. Draymond is not playing. And Kevin Durant's actually probably not playing. So I don't even know if Durant's even going to pick this team or not, or how it's going to work. But there's your all-stars. Your starters: Giannis, Steph Curry, DeMar DeRozan, Joel Embiid, Jokic, Morant, Andrew Wiggins, and Trae Young. Bench: Booker, Butler, Luka Doncic, Darius Garland, Rudy Gobert, Draymond Green, James Harden, Zach LaVine, Chris Middleton, Donovan Mitchell, Chris Paul, Jason Tatum, Karl Anthony Towns, and Fred VanVleet.
So they're playing pickup ball.
Yes. They've been doing this for the last 2 or 3 years. It aggravates me. So you have no rooting interest.
I don't. I've really kind of lost interest in all-star stuff. I know they had the skills competition for the Pro Bowl. I watched bits and pieces of it, but I don't know. The only thing I really watch in all the all-star stuff is the home run derby. Like, I'll watch that. But other than that, I mean, it's just not, I don't know.
It's funny you said that because I remember it was a skills competition. It wasn't even an all-star thing, I don't think, but they used to do the quarterback challenge. I used to enjoy watching the quarterback challenge.
They did that the other night.
Really enjoy that. I hate I missed that.
I think Russell Wilson might have won it. They were showing his highlights for this year. So let's talk about some of the players that might have got snubbed. My point is, this all-stars should be easy. Asking or saying that, now I made the point Tyler Hero is averaging more points than LaMelo and Miles Bridges. I'm not saying that any of those should be all-stars. I'm saying if those two are, why am I not hearing about Tyler Hero? The thing about Tyler Hero is, and I think Barkley is one of them, said it on there, that he should be an all-star. If you're not a starter on your own team, explain to me how you're an all-star. That's what we're not getting at here, guys. And the same thing with the Olympic team. I want the top 12 players, best players. I don't care about your positions, anything else you had. 12 best players. And in the NBA, If you're scoring over 20 points a game, you're one of the best players in the NBA. There are 23 players in the NBA. There's 24 people on the All-Star roster. Easy math says you can just put 23 of those in one wild card. Here's the people who are in the top 23 that did not make the All-Star team. Jaylen Brown, Bradley Beal, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Brandon Ingram, Anthony Edwards.
It also matters what market you play in. Jared Allen, small market. That's why I didn't make it.
Pascal Siakam, De'Aaron Fox, Tyler Hero. Then you got Bridges and LaMelo Ball. And it's funny, again, like I said, Tom, as soon as they started naming these All-Star stuff, LaMelo has been shooting twice as much as the leading scorer on the team, the point guard. This should not be. This is why Russell Westbrook was shooting more than Durant. That's why they said. That's why Durant's like, I got to go. I can't have the point guard shooting more than me. Garland's down there at 26th. Middleton at 27th. The fact that Draymond Green is on there is the most insane thing I've ever seen. And
he's on the All-Star team again?
Yes, Tom.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
He said he's not playing because he's injured. I don't know what to do with these people. The other day I saw this list. They were talking about, the all-time greats and accomplishments and things like that. And Tom, one of the things on LeBron's, they were naming all the things he's been named to. It was like 7 accomplishments, right? 6 of them were how many All-Stars, how many things, all-pro teams, all things like that, right? How many things you've been voted on. And only one of them was on the court. It was championships. And so somebody come back with the Jordan stuff and this and that. And their response was, those are team accomplishments. These are more important. So that's their fan thought. Is that, and that's why, and I've never got the big argument about why are we fussing about this or whatever. Is that people get really affected, like, well, maybe I didn't make All-Stars, going to ruin my day. So, he can hold on one second. So you've got, I kind of go ahead and put him on. And he's gonna say something.
Terry, turn your radio off. You've been in radio your whole life, and you don't know to turn it off when you're on the phone. Can you hear me, Terry? Is he drowning? I think he just drove his car in a lake. The car's in a lake. Terry.
Turn your hearing aid up, Terry.
I think Terry probably.
Turn it off until he can figure it out.
Yeah, it's going to take him a while to figure it out. I mean, he's probably one of the ones that voted for Draymond Green.
So again, what I was just getting at is that you got all these really good players and all these studs and scorers. And if Draymond Green played any of these people one-on-one, he would lose to every single one of them.
No, he wouldn't. He would kick him in the privates.
Once
he's down 3.
Did you see Chris Paul's fake flop the other night?
No.
He hacked him out, almost hit him in the privates, and he threw his arm up. He got hit. Terry, you there yet?
Terry, can you hear us?
I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me?
I can hear you. I was wondering, what do you think about the labor shortage in America today and people not showing up for work? Do you have any comment on that?
Well, my question is, I heard 7 going over the top 23 players that average over 20 points should be on the NBA All-Star game. My deal is with that, what about the assists? What about the rebounds? What about the junk players? I mean, all of them guys matter too. It's not all about how many points you can score.
You're 100% right, Terry. Those are called role players. You hear me?
But they are part of it.
No. They're called role players. So they play their role as in getting the rebound or getting the assist while these stars score the points.
Well, you got to have a leader. That would be like a Marcus Smart, Draymond Green.
All stars.
All them people that do everything.
English, you're failing right now. All stars is in the best players, not people that help a regular season team will produce should be an all-star according to you.
Okay, I'm going to leave it at that this week. I'm not going to talk too much, but I want to tell you something. Your 1590 range is very good.
All right.
I'm clean on the other side of Huntersville, and it's coming in like it was right next to me.
Well, good to hear. Good
well,
job.
I'll tell you what, we need to promote ourselves in the North Charlotte area. Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
Well, I'm telling you, it is good as gold. So if there's people down this way who are maybe don't have internet, just want to listen, 1590 comes in fantastic over here.
Well, when I used to go down to work in Denver, I would lose it right when you get on to 73. So that's real good.
Hey, Terry.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe next week you'll show up for work so we can discuss this in person.
Well, Tom, that's the reason I sent you where I was going, because of all people that's in there. I knew that you, and like I told you, I've been looking for Hunter. He's down this way somewhere. I might run into him.
We know you had something. I'm just giving Terry a hard time. Terry's like me. He's an official. You got to go to those meetings or you get ostracized. So I know all about that, Terry.
That's it.
You get ostracized and you don't show up.
Y'all have a great day. I appreciate listening to you.
Hey, take a couple of those milk cartons and put them out around there. He might find them.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Has anybody seen a 20-something guy, glasses, slender, walking a dog with a birthday hat on?
He's actually...
Has anyone seen this guy? If you have, let us know.
He's actually been bulking from what I've seen.
Okay.
He's been lifting the heavyweights.
Oh, that's good.
Heaviest he's ever been, Tom.
Good.
So with that said, Terry, Draymond right now is tied for, y'all get this, 174th in scoring in the NBA.
He's awesome.
174th.
Yet we have people that think he's better than Charles Barkley, who led the Olympic Dream Team in scoring.
Jordan twice, 2 teams, Dream Team 1 and 2. He led both of them.
So
what were you talking about?
He's tied with Ayo Dosunmu, Isaiah Stewart, and Kyle Anderson.
I don't see Draymond Green's name there.
He hasn't played enough games to qualify.
Okay,
He's at 7.9. So
7.9.
7.9 points a game, Tom. Just got named the All-Star team.
And if you put, I promise you,
the
in the days,
triple single.
7 points a game.
I mean, you put him. I'm telling you,
listen,
if you do
he put his poster on the wall, but he All-Star.
5 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists. Draymond Green.
He was the leader of the All-Star team.
He's the leader.
Get him a skirt and some pom poms. How about that?
Oh my God!
You put him up. I promise you do this with you take 100 kids this day and put him and put Charles Barkley and say which one you want on your team. Not show me stats. They take Draymond every time.
I didn't know.
You know what happened? Would it not?
Rudy's leading the league in scoring.
That's rebounding.
Oh, rebound. I was getting ready to say. Wait a minute. Rebounding. Okay. It's just like, wait a minute.
I was finding out where he ranks here. He's 37th in rebounding.
He got 7 a game.
He's 2 above Kevin Love, who doesn't even start.
And he is 11th in assist. So 179 in scoring, 37 in rebounding, and 11th in assist. So by Terry's standards, we have to take the 10 people in front of him in assist, right? Is that correct, Tom?
I guess.
So that means that would be LaMelo Ball is an all-star according to Terry Reinhart. In fact, Terry, LaMelo's averaging 15, 7, and 7. Draymond's averaging 7, 7, and 7.
A triple single. I mean, that's
Tom,
awesome.
Explain that one to me.
I can't.
LaMelo is averaging 19, 7, and 7. Draymond is averaging 7, 7, and 7. Triple sevens. And that's an all-star. How do you feel if you're a bench player? I told y'all a long time ago, if they traded him for somebody that was any good, they would be unstoppable. But 7 points. This PER is 15, Terry. Average is 16 in the NBA. So he's below average in player efficiency rating.
Well, they had 2 guys. They also had Wiggins make the All-Star team, which lower.
Bill Cartwright averaged 13 a game in his career. Bill Cartwright. Tom, you talk about how about those Pistons? Who's the best offensive player on the
Look
Pistons?
up Rick Mahorn. Let's see what his numbers
Bill Laimbeer
are.
averaged 13 and 10. 10 rebounds. That's the thing about look, that's the thing. Draymond, if you're not going to score, I get it. That's fine. You can't score. But why aren't you averaging 10 rebounds? He's never done it in his career. Not once. Never averaged 10 rebounds a game. Who'd you say look up?
Rick Mahorn.
Rick Mahorn. I know he's averaged 10 rebounds a season one time. 7-6. So he's Rick Mahorn.
That's what I thought he was.
But plays point forward.
7-6.
I tell you, I've always thought Draymond
Triple
was.
single.
I've always thought Draymond was a skinny Anthony Mason. 10, 8, and 3, point forward. That's Anthony Mason's stats.
Yeah, I if he didn't play for Golden State, nobody'd even know who he was.
I see. I agree with that. I've been there the whole time. If he was in Charlotte this whole time, Tom,
he'd be a
how many All-Stars would he have ever made? Or how many Olympic teams would he have been?
None.
We put him on the Olympic.
I know.
7
points. Like, that ain't even good enough to make NC State's. If Gugliotta isn't good enough to make NC State's top 4 all time, Draymond wouldn't, would he? Rodney Monroe's better than him. All right, I'm done.
That's awesome.
But that just all right. Some of the snubs. Anybody in particular, Tom, you think your big man should be on it?
Oh, Jared Allen definitely should be on it.
Yeah,
I mean, Jared Allen should have definitely been on the team. I mean, he's quietly just having a great year. I mean, just he gets after it. I like him. Not only you talk about rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
21 rebounds. What did he have? 21, 23?
22, 21, 22 points, 21 rebounds, I think it was.
No, 29 points.
People
are
29,
22.
People are arguing
29,
between Allen, LaMelo, and Bridges. Allen just came into their house, scored more points than what them combined.
Yeah, the thing
Bridges had 20. Allen had 29. Them combined had 27. They had 12 rebounds. Allen had 22. So by himself, he outplayed both of them. Yeah, any Hornets fan needs to shut up.
He gets after it. I mean, you just love like an old school guy. I mean, he's got the old school hair, but my daughter calls him Afro Man because he's out there. Can't remember his name, but he's just an old school, just a scrappy guy. He's going to get the rebounds, but he's good. He can score. I mean, he's not just like I'm going to get you 15 rebounds and 6 points. I mean. He's really all around and rim protection, plays great defense. I mean, he's a great addition to the team. I mean, arguably, if you tell me which one could you do without Garland or Allen, that'd be a tough one for me to decide,
Well, somebody can bring the ball up. Well,
right.
Somebody else can't get 29 and 22.
That's like with I mentioned
that's
earlier.
Like Embiid and Simmons, man. I can find somebody else to come up and miss a layup.
Don't compare Darius Garland to Ben Simmons. No, we're not doing that.
Is he not as good as Simmons yet?
His game's complete. Garland's game's complete. I mean, he can hit a free throw for Pete's sake.
That's so good.
I mean, really, I like Garland. Garland's a pretty complete player. I like Cleveland's chances to make some noise. I don't know if they can win the championship, but they can make some noise in the playoffs.
They can win the East.
They could.
No.
They could.
No.
Well. Who's going to beat him? Miami. That's what he said. Miami's going to beat him. Is
All
what he
of
says.
All of them.
No.
Whoever they play.
The Bulls and the Heat will be tough. The Bucks will be tough too. I mean, you don't forget about them just because they've lost a few here.
The reason
and
I think they
can
win
be
is
tough.
because their defense.
They do play defense.
That's why I think they got a chance to
and
win.
they're deep. If they get healthy, just like you lost Morgan, well, here comes Wade. Wade's about the same thing. I mean, he can hit threes. He plays D. Gets your rebound. They're pretty deep.
They admit, you was talking about with the Hornets for a second. You was talking about not having a big man, and Gordon Hayward's always the man that has to get thrown up in the trades because of his salary. But they was talking about Miles Turner from Indiana, maybe swapping Gordon Hayward and Miles Turner. That wouldn't be a bad. I mean, I hate to lose Hayward, but you got to have that big man,
and you got to find somewhere who's going to take his salary.
Yeah, and he's $29 million, I think.
He's
something
overpaid.
that. And,
he's good. I like Gordon Hayward, but not for that price.
Yeah, I would like to get a Miles Turner here to play against the Jared Allen or whatever.
Well, we're just looking at it right here. I'll show you.
It would take two players because I think Turner's like $17 million or something.
Well, there's your here.
18.
I'll pull it up right here so you can look at it. Where's he at? 18. It's not that far off. Oh crap! Wrong button.
It would take.
So you got Turner and Hayward. So you need 11 more million. Person. You need 11 more million sent to there. But hey, y'all have Miles Plumlee. I mean Mason Plumlee, whatever Plumlee it is, and that would be. Let's see.
Doable deal.
Cut 16 for the Pacers. Oh, I went the wrong way. I was going the wrong way with that. Oh, Pacers would have to send more back to Charlotte.
Oh, okay,
so
we'd have to eat a bad contract, like take Jeremy Lamb back. Take Jeremy Lamb back and be done with it.
Come on back to Charlotte.
But
it would be McConnell and Torrey Craig, something like that. So yeah, that's what it would take if you were doing Hayward. Now you could lower that and not go with Hayward if you wanted. If you want to keep Hayward, Oubre would be a little bit closer. Then you could do something with him and Ish Smith or something like that. Or the quicker they get rid of PJ Washington, the better this team will be. That's the first step, in my opinion. You can't have the distractions that he has and expect him to play and do good. My old salary is going to my baby mama pretty much, and she's got a TV show about it. Tom, is that the one you want to rely on? No. So anyway, I don't know. We'll see if Kupchak actually does anything.
I wish they would. They need to bolster the middle.
Jared Allen there listed as a snub. Drew Holiday, Tyler Hero, Sabonis in the East, out West, Murray, Anthony Davis. Has Anthony Davis even played 7 games?
No. Anthony Edwards, I think, was the biggest snub that they had.
Yeah. All right, JP, you ready? We'll take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do NFL bad picks and more. We've got a little baseball to kind of touch on, a little college and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook too. It's an explosion elimination event at Carter Chevrolet in Shelby. Everything's got to go to make room for new inventory. Pay no money down. Make no payments till April. Get financing as low as 0% for 72 months. And get up to $5,000 above Kelly Blue Book on your trade-in. Clearance pricing is good on all 2021 models. Cars, trucks, vans, SUVs, they all got to go. Don't miss the explosive elimination event. Going on now at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at carterchevyofshelby.com. If you're in the market for new flooring, go to this area's most recommended flooring store. That's Flooring America on Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Flooring America in Kings Mountain is where friends send friends for their flooring needs. And right now, you'll find the ever-popular luxury vinyl plank for only $2.99 a square foot. That's right, only $2.99 a square foot. All during the Fresh Start Flooring Sale. Give your home a refresh with one stop at Flooring America, 602 Slater Street in Kings Mountain. Online at flooringamericakingsmountain.com. Hear that? Those are Corinthian Bell wind chimes, and they are back in stock at Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain. Come in soon before they're gone. They'll go fast. Plus, Hometown Hardware has a full line of Milwaukee tools, Husqvarna power products, Case Cutlery, Nebo flashlights, and of course, Traeger grills. Plus, they have all you need for the cold winter weather. That's Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain.
If you want to prove to your neighbors that you own land, you need a deed. But if you want to prove it to yourself, you need a tractor. That's why Coyote's made 2 all-new subcompact tractor models to get you out in the dirt. The CS2220 and CS2520 feature drive-over mid-mount mower option and 22 to 25 horsepower Coyote diesel engines. They also come with available loader with quick attach bucket standard and available backhoe. Coyote, we dig dirt.
Your Coyote dealer is Weston Sales, Highway 18 North, 27 West intersection in Vail. It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook too.
And we're back with Kevin and the gang.
Good evening, everybody. Good morning, everybody. 9:08, I think, our time. Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Give them a call today, shelbyheating.com. Check out their special offers and more. Thanks to them for always sponsoring our show here on Saturday mornings. We'll talk. We got a little bit of everything to talk about. Let's first touch a little baseball real quick. And the lockout is still going. They've asked for maybe an arbitrator. So we'll see how that goes. But Tom, we wanted to bring up. I already know what's the top. This is ESPN's top 100 baseball players of all time. And the reason we got to this, look at this.
Oh my Lord!
you saw the thing I showed you the other day.
I had not seen past 25.
Right. So Zach's only saw to 25.
I never
now,
saw
Tom,
finish.
I'm going to read you.
I can't.
I'm going to read you 26. I'm going to read you some folks after 25. Now, this again is all-time baseball players, right? So I'm going to pull it. I guess I'll pull it up over here on this one. I'll find it because I got it on this screen over here. So at 46 is Ichiro Suzuki. 46 for Ichiro. Then we have 31, Tom, the Mr. 100% himself. Mariano Rivera, 31st best baseball player of all time. He plays 1/3 of one inning, one game, and he's the 30th best baseball player of all time. According to this, the ESPN, remember, so you know what you're going to see here in a minute when I get to it. Let's find there we go for the folks online can watch this garbage. This place is such garbage. And they end up being the news cycle because of what they are. I was thinking about this one that when they went from being the news to broadcasting games, so much changed. Number 30, Tommy, one spot ahead of Mariano Rivera.
You got it up there?
No, I don't have the ones before it.
I was just trying to see the rest of the list because
I was trying to
pull
find
it
the
up
rest
and
of the list.
I can't.
Here it is. We'll find. I've got 56. No, 56. Try to get 56 through 31. But number 30. I'm going to say this name, and I want you to start naming 30 baseball players better than him. Albert Pujols. 30. Albert Pujols, 30. Come on.
It is of all time.
Right. Go, Tom.
I know.
Go. Name 30.
So
name me 5 right-handed hitters better than him right now. 5. In the ballpark, you're saying who? Manny?
Yeah.
And who else?
That's tough.
Is Frank Thomas as good as him? No. He's got a Gold Glove, too. 30th, Zach.
They got gold. Frank Thomas like 48.
30th. So Albert Pujols, 30th. I don't even have to read his numbers, and I should, but it's just the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And you know why? You know who's in front of him? Well, Pete Rose, the all-time hits leader is 34.
Bob Gibson's 33.
Maybe the greatest right-handed pitcher all time is 33. Bob Gibson.
That
33.
that one threw me off the
33. If he had a Yankees hat on, Tom, he'd be number 1.
Yeah.
You're going to start going down. I got to 25, and 25's bad on top of that.
You could ask somebody to name, I want your, if you got a start lineup, you want a righty and a lefty, who you got? And you could get probably 50% of people over 35 would say Koufax and Bob Gibson. And they've got them ranked 33 and 31. So remember, who's 31, Zach? They got Rivera.
Yeah.
The closer. The guy who throws 3 outs is better than Gibson, who throws the complete game.
What was his 1 year?
Game.
He had an under 1 ERA in 1 whole year.
1.12.
Yeah, something ridiculous.
ERA. Bob Gibson in 1 year. They raised it because they raised the mound because of him. And you telling me you have a closer in front of Sandy Koufax and Bob Gibson. Then Albert Pujols is at 30. I'm going to count the right-handed hitters above him. And you know I've already shown y'all he's better than by Mike Trout by a mile. And you know where Trout's at.
Yeah.
Johnny Bench, 29.
Jeter.
Derek Jeter.
He got 100% on his Hall of Fame vote.
No, it was like 99.
Okay, he didn't get the 100. Who got the 100?
Mariano. The closer.
Okay, so that even.
Derek Jeter with 260 home runs. They have ranked ahead of Albert Pujols. Roberto Clemente. A-Rod. 26, Tom. Can you name 26 baseball players better than Alex Rodriguez?
Yeah. Where's that noise coming from?
One at this smart board. Okay. We'll have to mute it through here somehow. It's coming through the smart board. Shut up. All right. So A-Rod is at 26, guys. A-Rod. Now let's get into the top 25 of the most ridiculous
And
list
I have not
of
saw
all
this
time.
list. I saw the rest.
I hadn't either. I know who's number
So,
15.
I did. Yeah, I just
Christy Matheson, starting pitcher. They got him better than Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax.
Randy Johnson.
Randy Johnson would be one of my top two lefties between him or Koufax. They got him at 24.
Ricky Henderson's 23rd.
Ricky Henderson's 23. Tom Seaver, Cy Young 21. One they got right, I'll say this, but people don't know. Rogers Hornsby, he might be your argument, Tom. I said name a right-handed hitter better than Albert. That might be your argument.
Yeah.
Is the guy that hit 400. He hit 400 4 times.
Jeez.
Frank Robinson.
But we're going to
19.
put Mike Trout better than him.
Frank Robinson 19. Yeah. Frank Robinson 19. Mike Schmidt 18.
That seems a little high for Mike Schmidt. Maybe I'm wrong, but it seems a little high for Mike Schmidt.
Yeah.
He batted 267.
Right.
Thomas, he better than A-Rod.
No, he's not. He's definitely better than Pujols.
Just third baseman alone, he's not better than A-Rod. He's not better than Pujols. Come on.
Did they do it by WAR?
Roger Clemens 17. Joe DiMaggio 16. And Tommy, Mike Trout,
that's just
the 15th best player in Major League Baseball history.
That's a disgrace.
And he's not. His career's not over yet.
He's got 300 home runs.
What? Just so stupid. This is the stupidest.
This Joey D hit 325.
This is the stupidest thing.
That's all Joe has. Really? That's all he had.
DiMaggio's 325.
No, he hit 325.
I was thinking home
But he
runs,
only
but he
hit
don't have that
360.
much more home runs. I would have topped him at least having 400.
Joe DiMaggio wasn't on steroids either. Mike Trout is.
Golly.
That's awful.
Let's read his. Now, remember, we're going to read
What he's best known for.
Right. Let me. I don't even. Oh, this is going to be so fun. I haven't read it. I'm going to read DiMaggio's, and then I'm going to read Trout's. Just read the two and see what the difference is. Listen to the stats and the words that I say in DiMaggio. He hit in 56 straight games, arguably baseball's most famous record. Played 10 World Series in 13 seasons, and that's his most famous stats. So there you go. Talk about icons and Marilyn Manson, Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe.
Married Marilyn Manson.
Big difference between those
Marilyns.
Here's what he's known for. His war. It says it in the middle of it. Y'all told on yourselves, ESPN. They don't mention a single stat in there but war.
Well, you couldn't say about World Series.
Go after yourselves, ESPN.
They made war to make him look better anyway.
They created this stat to make an employee, which is the Angels are owned by Disney and ESPN partly. He's an employee of ESPN. So they created this stat to try to make him look good because he gets walks.
He was recorded perhaps the best rookie season of all time. Perhaps.
Rookie season. So he had a good rookie season, Tom. So he's 15th ever. 15th best ever. Rookie season.
How many World Series has he won?
He hasn't won a playoff game.
Yeah.
DiMaggio, it just said, played in 10 World Series and 13 seasons. Batted 325, more homers, more RBIs, more everything. And he's got double as many RBIs in only 4 more years. Double the RBIs. And the hits, 1,400. Let's see, 1,400. 800 more hits. So there you go. But the war. Remember, this is how stupid war is. Get this. DiMaggio in his career had a 79 WAR, and they went to 10 World Series. Trout has a 76 WAR and have not won a single playoff game. So the word WAR, which means wins above replacement player, is they need to take the W out of it. It's not wins. It's whatever stat you want to call it be. Call it Trout. Let's call it TAR. Trout's above replacement player. That should be the stat. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen. It's not, but whatever. Greg Maddux is at 14. Zach, what we probably consider the best baseball player we've ever seen.
Yep.
Ken Griffey Jr. comes in at number 13 on the list. If they would have had Trout in front of Ken Griffey Jr.,
I think I thought his batting average would be a little higher. 285 hitter.
Griffey.
Yeah. A lot of home runs though.
He did, but he fell off in his average in some of his later.
And I thought he would have Didn't quite get 3,000 hits.
He was
Still,
a 290s hitter for Seattle, and maybe over 300 maybe once.
That's a pretty impressive stat line though.
But and his Golden Gloves are just.
Or I'll show you his
great on defense.
If he don't get
Tom,
if he don't get hurt, he's probably the home run
right in
leader.
front of you is his career stats. Yeah. Griffey from 1990, his first full season basically, 300, 327, 308, 309, 327. Listen, a baseball player's career is established by his first 10 years on where he's going to be in the greatness of Pantheon. Then he has to last the other 10. The first 2, you get a warm-up. Then you've got 10 years to bust it for the most part. And then the last 10 is survival mode. Bonds and them survive their way. We'll see how the guys survive now. But just looking at these, we've got he led the homers 4 times, led RBIs once, runs once, slugging percentage once. The season, the 1997 season, the year before McGuire and Sosa's act, King Griffey Jr. batted .304 with 56 homers, 147 RBIs, and obviously played probably the best defense. And that's the thing about him and Trout too, defense. Like, hello, King Griffey Jr. may be the best. All right, where was that smart board? Here we go. Silly stuff. Honus Wagner, 12. Pedro Martinez, 11th. I
think that's a little high.
I do too.
I mean, you gonna make him better than Randy?
You gonna have him in front of Bob Gibson and Randy Johnson?
I can't do that. I mean, he'd be a guy that
He had a Boston hat on, Tom. He won that World Series.
What do you think, Tom?
Nasty. He had some nasty stuff.
He did.
I remember when he played for Montreal. The year they should have won the World Series. they shut down baseball.
Yeah, they shut it down, didn't they, when they were good?
Mm-hmm.
Stan Musial, 10th.
Can't argue too much with that.
He should be in. You know, you can almost, what the hitters go.
I mean, a 331 hitter, that's pretty impressive.
Over 22 years.
Yeah, 3,600 hits.
22 years and you're batting 330.
That's what I would expect. I would have expected Ken Griffey Jr. to have more hits, like be similar to that 3,500 hits as good as he was.
See, Griffey wasn't a singles hitter. That's the thing.
You're right. You're
so
right.
He was
630 home runs. That's
he was slamming the ball. Yeah. He was a doubles and home runs hitter.
Yeah. Average is going to be a little low.
With that swing, Tom, you remember Bonds is way more compact and way more contact friendly, and that's when he put that weight on, that ball started flying. Again, I texted you last week. Bonds was Bonds was Tony Gwynn on steroids.
Yeah,
is that accurate?
Because he had good hand-eye coordination.
Right.
Yeah.
He knew where he wanted to hit it. He was not dumb by no means.
Tony Gwynn almost never hit home runs.
No. He made contact, put it in play.
Pretty left-handed swing.
They would hate him today, Tom.
And I've heard Terry. I've heard Tony Gwynn say he would get up there, adjust his hands, and see where the defense was and put it there. That's like that's a golf shot.
That's what you're supposed to do. You really are supposed to do it. And at the speed they're pitching, I mean, you really got to think inside outside before he's even tried to swing where you're going to swing.
We didn't see Ted Williams, so he's going to pop up in the top 10 then.
Well, Tom, I got Barry Bonds at 8th. If you're going to put him on the list and include him, how's he not top 5?
You got to put him top 5.
Yeah.
As much whatever you want to say about him or his career, what if you're going to include him on the list and play this game? Barry Bonds 8th on the list.
Yeah.
Mickey Mantle 7. Count the Yankees going in, and Yankees and Red Sox going in the top 10. Let's go. Mantle 7. Lou Gehrig 6. There we go. Ted Williams 5. 3 for 3. Ty Cobb got 4. I can't believe they put him on the list. Hank Aaron 3. Willie Mays and Babe Ruth were top players of all time.
What was Babe Ruth's final stat line?
Probably like 330.
Let's see.
342.
342. Wow. That's insane.
And he pitched.
Yep.
Right. And he pitched the first few years. He was the guy that Terry hates the first few. Show Ohtani.
Ohtani, I was getting ready to say he was Ohtani before there was
All right, I just had to.
I didn't see.
We saw Zach saw him yesterday. I showed him that Albert Pujols was 30th. We were gonna have a discussion on this very quick. Golly.
Well, Babe Ruth didn't have 3,000 hits.
Let's see. What do you end up with?
2,800.
2,800 hits. Tom, how many people was in the 3,000 hit club? You keep asking about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I know 2.
How many rows end up with?
Pete Rose.
4,000.
Did Ichiro make it in, or was his combined?
Combined, he passed Rose.
Yeah, he was.
I think.
I don't know what he wound up with just with Major League Baseball, though.
Albert Pujols is 11th in all-time hits.
You would think,
There's your hits in front of you, Tom.
Wouldn't you think Tony Gwynn was in there?
Yeah. Pujols is
Probably
11th.
George
all-time
Brett.
hits. Y'all got him at 30th.
George Brett, maybe?
Stupid. Yadier's got 2,100 hits, Tom. He's right there behind Babe Ruth. He's 700.
Yeah.
Pete Rose first, Ty Cobb, Hank Aaron, Stan Musial, Tris Speaker, Derek Jeter, Honest Wagner, Yastrzemski, Paul Molitor, Eddie Collins, and Albert Pujols is 11th in hits. How many people have 3,000, Tom? 32. 32. Miguel Cabrera is 13 hits away from 3,000.
Imagine Babe Ruth if he had like a personal trainer.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, if he wasn't smoking cigars,
Yeah,
and
because
drinking
he didn't have the
liquor.
physique walking out there.
Tom, Ozzy Smith had 2,400 hits.
That's a lot.
And he doesn't get credit. He had more hits than Mickey Mantle. Mickey Mantle was just ranked
4th,
7th,
5th.
8th.
7th all time, and Ozzy Smith had more hits than Mickey Mantle.
What's his?
Come get it, boys.
What Mantle finish up with?
2,400.
2,400.
298.
Still 500. But he, again, imagine how good he would have been if they would have had the reconstructive knee surgeries that they do today, because that's really what hindered him.
And Alcohol's Anonymous.
Yeah.
That's what his
But he
issue
tore up his knee in early 50s.
Let's go through Ozzy Smith. Everybody, he couldn't hit, Tom. Kenny Lofton, he couldn't hit, Tom. He's got 2,400.
Yeah, Kenny was
I always liked Kenny Lofton.
Kenny was good.
So Ozzy's got more hits than Mickey Mantle, Sammy Sosa,
Could steal a bunch of bases,
Ryan
too.
Sandberg,
I was
Barry Larkin. That's the thing about. Thank you. People used to say Barry was a better hitter than him. Ozzy ended up more hits. Ha ha. More hits than Jim Thome.
I saw Paul Molitor up there in the top 10 on the list. That's an old name.
Paul
That
Molitor.
saw in
He's
a long
ninth.
time.
With the Brewers, yeah.
Beltre finished at 16th. Didn't he just retire? Tony Gwynn was 20th in all-time hits. Ichiro, 23. Zach.
No, I thought about it. I said Tony Gwynn passed away about 6-7 years ago. I forgot. Didn't he
Yeah,
have
he
something?
had
Throat cancer or something, mouth
from
cancer.
chewing the tobacco.
He's just a great guy, but Tony Gwynn was just such a great guy. You know what I mean? Just a good ambassador of the game.
I said Griffey was my favorite player all time. Tony Gwynn was probably the best hitter I've ever watched.
Yeah.
I watched George Brett too. I didn't think George Brett was quite the. He was a little bit more.
Did Will Clark make anywhere on the list?
He's probably down around 100.
He had a pretty left-handed swing, though.
If you got more hits than Mickey Mantle and you're the greatest defensive player of all time, how are you not ranked ahead of him? How are you not even in the top 50 as far as I know? I didn't see him in the top 50.
You got to play for the Yanks, man.
Oh.
Did you see Ozzy in the top 50? Was he in 26 through 50? I can't remember if we saw him or not.
He was on the top one. He was on the top 100. I saw him.
They might figure something out sometimes. AAA schedule's expanded by 6 games to 150, if anybody cared about that.
Well, 6 more times to get annoyingly drunk and eat $8 hot dogs.
Right.
Or maybe $1 hot dogs, depending on what night you go.
All right, we'll be back in just a few minutes. Talk NFL, playoffs, and more on KDCBroadcasting.com.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen in Vail. 24th anniversary specials include Lotta Burgers for $5.99, barbecue sandwiches $5.29, barbecue plates will be $8.99. All canned beers will be just $1. Don't miss it, the 24th anniversary celebration, Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchum's Kitchen, Highway 27 west of Lincoln at the Highway 274 intersection. Like them on Facebook, too. Well, another big truck has arrived at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. This time it was filled jam-packed with scratch and dented refrigerators. All kinds, all styles. The showroom is full. The warehouse is full. There is one there just for you. And listen to this. These refrigerators come with a full 1-year warranty. Come get yours today at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, Online at HenderCompliance.com, located at 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. On the right going down, on the left coming back.
For over 60 years, Boyd Tire and Appliance has been serving the Clover and surrounding area with the finest quality of home appliances, televisions, lawn equipment and parts, tires, and more. They feature in-house financing with 90 days same as cash, and they service what they sell. Drop by their showroom at 110 North Main Street in Clover, open 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturday. Call 803-222-3231 for Boyd Tire and Appliance and Boyd Lawn and Garden. Online at BoydTireandAppliance.com.
Chances are good that the tax man is coming to your house, and hopefully he'll be bringing you a big sack of well-deserved money. Classic Volkswagen of Gastonia want you to know that they have special tax time saving deals with over 500 pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Make your tax dollars count and save big during the tax time sales event going on now at Classic Volkswagen. 4417 Wilkinson Boulevard in Gastonia. Online at ClassicVWGastonia.com. Need metal roofing? Then you need to see Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing in Lincoln. At Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, you buy direct, saving you money. Featuring premium paint systems, painted fasteners to match, and 1 to 2 day turnaround. 29 gauge material in stock with 22 colors to choose from. It's the largest selection of colors in North Carolina. Plus, they will custom cut to your length. Triad Corrugated Metal Roofing, 108 Industrial Park in Lincoln. Call 980-429-2278. Triad Corrugated Metals is now hiring Class A CDL drivers. There's nothing like cash in your pocket, especially if you can turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling in Gastonia. For over 25 years, this locally family-owned and operated business has been giving some of the best prices for scrap. They take tungsten scrap carbide, as well as stainless steel, aluminum, copper, and brass. Need help? Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling will supply you with a roll-off container to help make your recycling easy. Turn your scrap into cash with the help of Gaston Used Auto Parts and Recycling. 305 Dogwood Street in Gastonia. Call 704-827-9468. Online at GastonUsedAutoPartsAndRecycling.com.
And we're back with Saturday Morning Sports Talk. Kevin and the gang, they're going to start with NFL, I believe it was.
Do you know what NFL stands for?
National Football League.
Hey!
All
JP,
right, very
word
good.
of the day. We got to get the Pee Wee Herman thing.
Yeah.
I do have a question, though. When is the Super Bowl?
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday? Okay.
Next Sunday.
I'll make sure that I go by Publix and get us the Super Bowl ring.
I know. I need my ring this year.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Want to remind everybody that Saturday Morning Sports Talk is brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check out their website, shelbyheating.com. Check out their special offers. Get your furnace tuned up. Get your air conditioner tuned up. All kinds of service calls. If you need a new system, they can do that too. Once again, 704-487-7877. Shelby Heating and Air. Kevin?
Well, we are here to talk bobsledding and skiing today. No, I'm just playing.
Because the Winter Olympics kicked off. Was it yesterday or
No,
Friday?
Yesterday
or
the
Thursday?
only thing that I had to say or do want to say about the Winter Olympics is that the Jamaican team has a bobsled team now.
All right.
All right.
So that is what you want to watch. If you want to watch anything, watch that.
I used to love to watch speed skating. I'll just be honest with you.
Cool Running is one of the best movies
Yeah.
of all time.
John Candy, bless his heart.
Kids
Gone
need-
way too soon.
Dougie Doug, just I've used the line for every time people whoever's around me. Anytime I've fallen or I don't know, wrecked something or got hurt, any type of mistake, I always go, "Are you dead, man?" "Yeah, man." Because you remember when they wrecked, first time they went down the ice and they all sit there and they drug their head for hundreds of yards, and at the end, Dougie Doug's like, "Hey, you dead, man?" And the other one's like, "Yeah, man." I thought that was just
Welcome to Jamaica, man.
No, JP. Have you seen the movie?
I have no idea what you're even talking about. So
Okay. JP, apologize to all the Cool Running fans out there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm not up into the times. I just
The
like talking a
times.
Jamaican accent. It's fun.
It's a 30-year-old movie. It's a classic. It's literally a classic. John Candy, one of the greatest comic of the 80s, starred in the movie. Oh, well.
Let's see. This is it. I think it's it. Zach, hit the...
Sanka, you dead? Yeah, man.
This is what they got on
the Sanka, you dead? Yeah, man.
I love that. That's one of my favorite parts.
It's been a while since I've seen it.
Sanka, you dead, man?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Anyway,
it's a great feel-good movie.
Yeah,
it's a great
movie. They're getting and there's a bunch of controversy with this, and not for us to really care to get into. Let's go over to the NFL though. All right, a lot of news and notes this week, Tom, as far as coaches and hirings, and not getting too much of it. But there's one thing I did that we would have to talk about as Browns fan. Did you see the story on Hugh Jackson?
I did.
Whatever Hugh says, I don't even pay attention to Hugh Jackson. Hugh Jackson's just a clown show.
He said that he was offered money to lose games by the Browns organization.
You didn't have to offer money to Hugh to lose a game.
Why would they want to pay the Why won a game for 20 years?
Hugh would do that for free. I mean, the sad thing is, I didn't hate Hugh Jackson. I just thought he was a lousy coach.
Right.
And now you're coming out with this. Where was this 4 or 5 years ago, man? I mean, just shut up.
You were 1-15, dude.
If that would be the case, they would have lost so much money since they got their team back that it would be ridiculous.
He's just an idiot. I mean, it's just, what's going on? Okay, is there some shady stuff going on in hiring practices? I'm not going to say there's not. I mean, that people have their guy and just everybody else is kind of a joke interview. I mean, I understand the frustration with that. I mean, I remember one time, I drove all the way to Raleigh for a job with the DMV, and I could tell as soon as I got in there, they already knew who they were going to hire. This was just checking a box. I went to a high school one time, and I could tell the guy who interviewed me was looking out the window the whole time. And it was like a 10-minute interview, and I drove like an hour and 20 minutes. Yep. They already knew who they were going to hire, and I know the frustration of not being given a fair shake. I understand that. But then Hugh Jackson trying to jump in on this thing. I mean, it's just, what are you? I mean,
same thing happened at the grocery business. I've seen it happen. I was in management stuff like that, and I saw it. They knew we knew who they got before they got. And they had to do their interview process. So it happens.
Yeah, and like I said, with Flores, I don't know what it is with the management not giving him a chance, because I think he's a good coach. I'd want to talk to him. I mean, he's won some games in a franchise. In a franchise that's been lousy for decades.
Bring him to the Panthers.
Yeah. I think one of the hardest things, I guess people have a thing understanding it, is that these teams aren't public entities. Like they're not.
Yeah, they're not corporations.
They're not where, like, just because you're a fan, you don't have a say. Like, again, Tom, I've not got one call from Jerry Jones since I started pulling for the Browns to ask me to come back.
Yeah.
He doesn't care. They care about their dollars. They care about their money. As far as the coaches go, I believe any of them, like Jerry says, would hire anyone that they believe would help them win the Super Bowl. Now, with that said, these guys are also multi-billionaires who've made billions of dollars running their businesses their way, and it's their business. And I'm not saying they're hiring based on color or anything like that. I'm saying they're hiring who they want to. Mm-hmm. And it's hard to tell someone, again, let's say, Tom, just take color out of it in general. If I'm the NFL, I'm Goodell or whoever it is, and you own a team, how do I tell you who you can hire from or what group of people to from? And I've got to turn around and then spend $5 to $10 million on this person and hope they do well. Well, what if I do spend $5 to $10 million on Hugh Jackson? 3 years later, we're here at 3-30 or whatever. So there's a fine line between what's right or whatever. But again, we talk about it with the social media companies, whatever. It's hard to tell someone how to run their business and what's fair and what's not. Now you're talking about the antitrust stuff, and they break those rules all the time. They've that should have been. They should have been broke up over that a long time ago. But I don't know how that would go. But again, I just think that these guys hire who they want to. Like you were saying, like when you get to your interview, whether you're there or not, you could walk in and impress them. Maybe you did, maybe you didn't. Obviously, you didn't.
Yeah. No, but you could just tell when somebody else has been selected. And I see it all the time.
Well,
it's just
what's weird about it. Let's say this. Let's say Bill Belichick said, "I'm going to move on from the Patriots," and another team wanted to hire him. Why would they have to hire? Why would they even have to interview other people, knowing that that's Bill Belichick? This got brought up when the Cowboys were trying to hire Bill Parcells. Was they had to go through the motions and interview these guys, but everyone in the world knew Bill Parcells is coming to Texas. So again, like that's the same situation you're in. You're putting people through interviews, and is it good or is it bad? And there's been a lot of discussion on whether that is. But anyway, I just wanted to see what your thoughts on the Hugh Jackson saying thing.
No, and like I say, I completely understand anybody's frustration at I'm not given an opportunity. And if you're Flores and you want to sue the NFL, that's fine. I mean, if you think you got cheated out of it, that's your constitutional right as a citizen to sue, and then it's settled in a court of law. So I'm not. That's your right. But this Hugh Jackson stuff, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. Why is he jumping in on? I mean, he just. It's like you're irrelevant. I mean, you were given a chance. You didn't do a very good job. In all defense of you, there's 32 of these jobs.
Right.
And I've always said there's about 10 people that can do it. And there's about 22 filling in that are going to get fired. It's just a hard job. It's all it is. I mean, I don't care what anybody says.
Jimmy Johnson got fired after winning 2 Super Bowls.
It's a hard job. And then what you say is the politics behind it. So anybody who coached the NFL team and got fired, I'm like, that's the hardest job in the United States.
How many years ago, Tom, was it the Eagles won the Super Bowl?
It's like maybe three or four. Yeah. And their coach has been fired.
And the quarterback that won it was cut the year after they did.
Yeah.
And he's going
Think about it. These general managers, it's almost if they don't, it's almost like a legislator that if he doesn't do something, he thinks he has to do something or he's not doing his job. And I don't. Go ahead.
Dougie P is going to the Jacksonville
Jaguars. He's going to the Jaguars. So he won the Super Bowl.
He did. He got hired.
Yeah.
It was funny. Byron Leftwich pulled his name out of the hat.
Why?
It didn't say.
He did not say. And then the next day, Dougie P was hired.
So maybe I think Leftwich is going to make a good coach.
I do too.
I think maybe he's going to wait. I don't know. He's done a good job with the offense down there in Tampa Bay.
Who's been his quarterback, Tom?
Yeah, I know, but he's done a good job.
Okay.
I think he's. I mean, you could always say no because he's had X, Y, and Z. I mean, I
bet he goes to the Saints.
He might.
Like, okay, again, and whoever it is, you have to look at their personnel and who they have so
and who's their head coach and who's their defensive coordinator.
Again, Tom,
it all matters.
If you're trying to be objective about it and you're looking at the Bucks and Brady the last 2 years, who's running the offense? Is it Byron Leftwich? Or is it Tom Brady? Is Tom Brady walking over the sideline and said, Byron, what should I do? Like, really? That's what's going on? Because, I mean, the same thing I don't know. Just the good quarterbacks I don't think hardly need
being able
much
to.
Aaron Rodgers don't need an offensive coordinator.
Being able to work with people, though, is a skill you got to have. I mean, you can't be a dominating jerk and be a coach in the NFL. Unless you're Bill Belichick.
Right. I'm not going to say Belichick. Byron's not going to do good. I'm saying I want to see him prove it with someone else, probably.
I don't think Jacksonville would have been good for him. Saints would be.
I had told you Lawrence is a bust.
He's not a Kevin. He's not a bust yet.
He completed 47%, Tom. 47%.
I mean, he was in a, and like I said, I'm not a Clemson fan, or I'm not even a, but I am an Ohio State man. But I'll tell you that. Urban Meyer went down there and screwed everything up. But Trevor Lawrence, give him a chance. He had a tough situation in a bad year. I think give him a couple of years. He's got a lot of the tools. If he gets the right situation, I think he's going to be.
Well, you see the picture of him. While he's conditioning his hair, I'm going to do some more push-ups.
He does need a haircut. He does need.
That is not a leader of men. You need to be a leader of men. Those are grown.
Scipio had long hair, and they made fun of him in Roman days.
Who did?
Scipio.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah, I know.
And what a reference.
I don't know if y'all guys seen Joe Burrow this week.
I think the last person to win was Tom Brady won one with a half mullet. Was Stabler the last one to win one with long hair? And wasn't he in a motorcycle gang? I don't think Trevor Lawrence is in a motorcycle gang.
I just couldn't stand, like, my hair's too long now. My mom's going through some work on her knee, so I don't want her standing up, so I'm letting my hair grow. But I have to get it cut pretty soon. I mean, I'm starting to look like I'm in the Beatles. But I couldn't have hair like that. I mean, I just couldn't stand it.
Really?
I mean, I just couldn't stand it.
That right there is why they went 1-15.
Well, the girls like it. The girls like it.
I'm just saying.
You know, the Clemson girls like it. So, you know,
Look,
it's what it is.
Look, Tom, all I'm saying is when I get in the huddle and I just hit a guy, and my quarterback goes, whatever it is.
I understand what you're
I
saying.
tried to flip my hair and flip my headphones off my head.
I understand.
But when the quarterback calls the play, green right 32, conditioner on left, right hair bow, like.
Enjoy their hair, though, Kevin. You got our hair from us because we like it so much. That's why he does that to me, to make us repent for our sins. But if as long as you've got the hair, you got the thick mane, just let the boy enjoy his hair.
I switched off something a minute ago for the folks online. I apologize. I was doing nothing but making fun of Trevor Lawrence's hair, and that's why they're not even good. I'll just sum it up that way.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not a leader of men.
And I say
nobody's going to hit somebody
let the boy
harder.
enjoy his hair, Kevin.
He can, and they'll go to
Let the kids enjoy LaMelo's Instagram. Let the girls enjoy Trevor Lawrence's hair.
How many teams have had back-to-back number one picks after picking a quarterback?
Well,
any?
They probably had plenty of back-to-back 1 through 5s.
Yeah.
No, I mean like.
I don't know if they've had back-to-back 1-1s.
That's what I'm talking about. NFL
I'm sure
draft.
they backed up and had a 2 or 3.
Overall, number ones. Well, last week, did Terry go 0 for last week too? Did he miss both games? If he did, he's 0 for the division and conference championships.
Was I picked the Bengals, I know.
Yeah, I did. Bengals. I picked 49ers. 49ers could have won that game.
49ers should have won the game, Zach, where they should have got the interception. I mean, I could have made that interception.
The Browns had back-to-back number ones in 17 and 18. The second year they picked the quarterback, not the first year. Okay?
Yeah. They might not have got that one right.
They got back-to-back in 99. So this is where the Browns has bad back-to-back twice, Tommy. This one you did mess up.
Wow.
Tim Couch in 99, and then the next year. So in my estimate, Trevor Lawrence is as good as Tim Couch. Is that okay?
At this point, yeah, but give him a chance. Let's see when Dougie P was a quarterback. He's the quarterback whisperer. Let's see.
What'd you say, Zach?
They picked Courtney Brown after the Tim Couch.
Yeah, how was Courtney Brown?
He's horrible. He was supposed to be really good. He's very similar to Tim Couch. Supposed to be really good, just wasn't.
Tim Couch in his first year went 2-12.
You got to hit on the draft picks.
55% completion, 15 touchdowns, 13 INTs. Trevor Lawrence 3-14. Tim Couch 2-12. Trevor Lawrence 59%, 12 touchdowns, 17 picks. Tim Couch 15 touchdowns, 13 picks, 55% completions. So he's in Tim Couch range right now.
That's about Terry Bradshaw numbers, isn't it?
And I'm going to stand by that. Terry Bradshaw
numbers. But I'm sure Terry Bradshaw gets credit for a lot of wins like Roethlisberger did, but they forget about the running game and the defense. Oh, that's what Terry says. Roethlisberger. I was like, well, yeah, he always had a running game and a defense.
With Brady's retirement, he was undefeated against 5 teams. 5 teams in his career. Can y'all gonna guess? Or
no, I know the one. I know he only had a losing record to one team.
2 teams actually.
Oh, 2. One was Seattle.
One was the Panthers, I think.
No, he went because he went to Tampa. He was 6-3 against us. So I think Seattle was the only team he had a losing record to.
He was 9-0 against the Falcons.
Yeah, wow. I saw that.
6-0 against the Vikings, 4-0 against the Buccaneers, and 1-0 against the Patriots. And Terry's Cowboys 6-0.
Wow.
Against the Dallas
and he
Cowboys.
Smoked the AFC West, West. Where AFC East he was in.
Pretty sure he's about 7 or 8-1 against the Browns. Browns beat him once. And they had to have a fake punt to beat them. It was like a crazy play where they faked a punt.
All right, I'm going to read these. These are mystery quarterbacks. Y'all ready? Player 1 won 133 games, lost 54. Player 2 won 140, lost 41. Player 3 won 138, lost 44. Player 1, 46,000. Player 2, 45,000. Player 3, 52,000. Player 1, 318 touchdowns. Player 2, 338. Player 3, 672. Player 1 had 16 playoff wins. Player 2 had 16 playoff wins. And Player 1 had 19 playoff wins. Player 1 had 4 Super Bowls. Player 2 had 3 Super Bowls. Player 3 had 4 Super Bowls. Player 1 is Joe Montana. Mm-hmm. Player 2 and 3 are Tom Brady. Tom Brady had 2
seasons
of Joe Montana's careers.
Oh, yeah.
As far as winning.
Because he played so long.
That's insane.
Poor Joe Montana in his post-retirement didn't look very good. I mean, it just looked like he's got beat up a bunch.
Well, Tom, it's been 25 years since he retired.
Yeah, but I'm talking like 10 years after retirement. I'm not even talking like today.
And two, he played in a different, rules.
Yeah,
Ronnie Lott running around. I mean, he didn't have to play against Ronnie. He had him on his team, but my goodness,
had a bunch of people that would knock your head
torpedo you. Lawrence Taylor sitting over there,
Yeah,
I would definitely want to have a really good left tackle. With him over there.
You're under center trying to figure out why 56 is over snorting the 48-yard line.
If I was Steve Young, if I was Steve Young, I would be glad I was a lefty at that point in time where you don't have your back to him.
Yeah.
They just put him on whichever side. All right, it is time for bad picks. Bad picks.
This won't take long today.
No.
Actually, it won't. It's like 2.5 minutes long. Kids were in on it today, this week. Say it's not going to take long, but we didn't do good again. Didn't do well again. As we have been. We guaranteed picks to be wrong, folks, every week. All right, so I'll pull it up. Championship game bad picks. All right, this is starring, of course, me and Terry and Tom, and JP's in on it a little bit. All right, Zach, you ready over there to hit the button? Zach, what did you think?
I'm going to go with the Bengals.
The Bengals did defeat them a couple weeks ago. And they seem to be a team of destiny. And Joe Burrow has had a championship recently. Let's go with the upset. Bengals go into Kansas City and actually play defense and beat the Chiefs.
Player.
I hate doing this. Chiefs.
He hates picking Kansas City.
I do.
Write that down. Kansas City baseball fan.
No.
Hates picking.
I'm a Kansas City baseball fan for sure.
Bad picks.
With that said, I picked Chiefs to win this championship. I'm going to stay with them.
Bad picks. Cincinnati Bengals win 27-24 over the Kansas City Chiefs. Pac-Man Jones smiles while the Chiefs changed their name.
Going with the 49ers. Based on, I knew they were 0-2 this year. I didn't know it was 0-7 now. So we'll go with the 49ers.
Well, 0-6. Might be 0-7.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. Maybe.
I don't trust McVay in the second half.
There's a lot.
I don't trust him in the second
these
half.
games. Shanahan did blow a 28-3 lead one time, didn't he? Wasn't he the offensive coordinator? He's part of that mess. I'm still going San Francisco for this win in L.A. We're going to have a rematch. Either way we look at it, if it happens, according to me, San Francisco, we're going to have Joe Montana all over the place for the next 2 weeks.
I don't know. I'm going with the teams of destiny. I'm going with the 49ers to go in there and beat them 7 straight times because the Rams just don't know how to finish a football game. They were up 27-3 and almost lost. I mean, I don't know what they do. I guess it's just the Southern California laid back. I don't know what it is. They just quit halfway through the third quarter. So I'm going with the 49ers to pull an upset, going with both the road teams.
Bad picks.
Mine's going to be pretty simple. Since Tom kept talking, I'm taking the Rams.
So Terry's whole
Savannah went 0-4 last week.
That's what I'm saying.
After going 0-4 was do the opposite of what Tom does.
Yeah.
Player.
Los Angeles Rams win 2017 over the San Francisco 49ers. Jimmy G's gonna be a Steeler. Those are some bad picks.
All right, Tom, what do you think about Isabel's final prediction there?
It could be they need a quarterback.
Jimmy G is going to be a Steeler.
And he'll fit in well there because running game, even though their defense statistically wasn't that good, they were horrible against the run statistically, but had some injuries and things. I think that, I'd say the quarterback's most important, and Jimmy G's not a top 10 guy or anything like that, but, he's a winner. And I think he's a good locker room guy. And I think that he'll let his defense and his running game do what they're supposed to. He'll make enough plays. And I don't want to see him in a Pittsburgh uniform, but, it may be where he's at.
I got a very, sorry about that, Zach. I got the things right here. I got an important kind of question for Tom and see what he says. And we talk about Baker and whether you want to stay with him and let him do what he does. That whether it's this year or next year, I think they are at a crossroads with him in the fact that let's talk about real quick the quarterbacks are going to be moving. Okay? Mm-hmm. So Aaron Rodgers might move. He has to be traded if he's moved. Then you've got Jimmy G might be moved. He would have to be traded. Then you've got Russell Wilson that might move, and he would have to be traded. So that's 3 quarterbacks in the NFC that would have to be traded. Now, are they going to trade it to another NFC team? Or are they going to look over the AFC and say, hey, Denver, need a quarterback? Hey, Pittsburgh. Hey, Houston.
How much would you give up for Aaron Rodgers at this point in his career?
If you're Tennessee, what first-round pick next year? Whatever, 2. Oh, if you're Tennessee, why not? With all those receivers and Derrick Henry?
Yeah, that would be a good landing spot for.
What about
him.
Miami trying to get one of those? New coach might not want Tua and his left-handed weird hand motions.
Somebody mentioned even Tampa Bay.
But again, that's the NFC. So who's gonna? Those aren't free. If they were free agents, Tampa Bay would be the leading candidate in a lot of those. But Green Bay, are they going to say, hey, you can have Aaron?
Yeah.
Are they going to trade him? Are they going to trade Garoppolo to Tampa? And knowing that they could be competing with them in the playoffs next year? I don't know. It could. Sometimes teams just take the best deal they can. But other times, I think Pittsburgh's going to get one of those 3. I think they are. Miami could.
Denver's going to be in on that.
Denver's going to be in. So the favorites for Rodgers are Tennessee and Denver right now. I do think the Bucs are going to do what they can to get one of those. I think Bruce Arians ain't messing around, and he's not going to go in there with. He's not going to call Jameis back. He's not going to trade for Jameis.
I don't think he is.
So the quarterback movements next year, I think that's going to be big. We'll see what happens. That of course that's going to affect the draft, and a lot of people are saying this is not a good draft for quarterbacks. Zach, I saw yesterday the prediction for the Panthers. You ready for this one?
Pickett
and keep Cam.
I don't mind getting Pickett.
What about the rest of the
I don't know if he's going to I don't know if he's going to be there.
Are they going to keep
Possibly.
Cam?
It's going how,
Go ahead. Keep him. We know y'all ain't going to be in the playoffs.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Keep him.
I'd keep Darnold before I kept Cam.
So I don't know what they're going to do. Looking at the draft.
Or if Pickett, I guess they'll be there because the Panthers are going to draft pretty early there.
They got 6 picks. So that's another thing now as far as the Panthers go and these quarterbacks, since those are trade, like I said, you have to trade them. Would they be interested in anything like that, or are they going to go line or something else to help with Darnold? They definitely need line, right, Zach? Mm-hmm. Your Matadors up front aren't doing too well, but one of these teams has got 2 draft.
Can you get a good lineman at the second round picking high?
A lot of the really good ones are first rounders.
Yeah. Well, Tom, do you guys,
especially if it's a tackle,
or as far as the Browns go, you're talking wide receiver, is something like 2 defensive players first off a possibility?
I don't know. I think they're I think them
being in the middle road. My point is the Panthers did a good job, I think, when they drafted all the defensive players
2 years ago. I believe.
If what I'm saying is the Browns just went into next year. You got?
I mean, their top two picks were defense last year.
You pick all defense.
I wouldn't.
And you sign one good wide receiver, then you improve your defense, and your offense is set. I think that's I think that would be the best for them.
Depends on who's coming back. I mean, they might need a safety. Depends on what happens.
They
might need another interior lineman.
I don't think you can argue that they should even draft a wide receiver high anymore, because you see what you can get wide receivers for, even trades and stuff like that. You get them for nothing versus.
Right. You can get a good wide receiver for almost nothing in a trade. Is a good point there, Zach. And
I don't think I'd waste a draft pick for that.
What wide receiver wants to come to Cleveland, where Stefanski doesn't throw to him? I think that's going to be the problem. I mean, especially what OBJ did. What wide receiver is going to come there? It's like, okay, well, I'm going to watch a tight end catch 8 balls while I have one catch for 7 yards. I mean, I don't know, man. It's going to be hard to convince a guy to come to Cleveland.
Money talks, baby. Money talks.
Well, you draft a guy is different. You know what I mean? Getting a guy free agent.
My only problem with the drafting is that wide receivers are worse than about anything. Are they going to be good or not when you draft?
Are they going to be a diva? Are they going to be, all this crap that they do?
So here's your free agents: Tom, Devontae Adams, Chris Godwin, Mike Williams, Allen Robinson, Michael Gallup, Antonio Brown, Odell, Juju, Christian Kirk. I don't mind drafting them. I was just saying I always like drafting solid. I know this guy can play defense.
Yeah.
Get him on my team, and we'll worry about other things.
So you think like Devontae Adams would come to Cleveland? That's a hard no.
No, he's not. No,
he's not even leaving.
They're even saying he's going wherever Rodgers goes. Carolina's sitting there at the 6th pick. Here's who so the Jets are have the 4 and 10th pick. Do they pick 2 linemen?
I would.
Why wouldn't you go, you know what? We've got our quarterback last year. Let's go 2 tackles right here. And then go from there. That's the best thing for the rookie quarterback or for a young guy is get your line set. So the Jets with 2 picks there. So Jacksonville, they won't pick a quarterback. Detroit, I'm guessing they won't. Maybe they will. Houston might be. Jets won't. Giants might. Carolina might. So all those teams really aren't great in the quarterback position there in the top 6. But even top 7, there's the Giants. 8's Matt Ryan. But then they say the quarterback class isn't good. Somebody's going to sneak up there and pick a quarterback or 2 in those top 7 picks. They have to, I think. I could be wrong, but every year it seems like that, Sam Howell or something will get rated higher than where he should. All right. Y'all ready for the announcement?
Yeah.
The Washington football team.
Oh, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Names their new team name.
And put a little star.
And they are the Washington Commanders.
That's about stupid. Can't think of anything else to say.
I don't know. Apparently it's a naval position. Tom is the main thing.
I know what it is.
It is where they're going, but of all the they could have all different names. You had generals, senators, presidents, things like that. They stick with the same color. Zach, and what most people are pointing out is that the name and the logos look like the generic team name and logos that you make in Madden when you create.
They look
a
They
franchise.
look like something from one of the '90s movies, like their logos.
I mean,
like what was the movie with? Gosh, I can't remember the name. It had Bruce Willis in it, and he was the private investigator. I can't remember what the name of it was.
The Scout.
No, I can't. No, I can't remember.
Bodyguard.
No, I can't remember what it was.
Kevin Costner.
I'll look it up here in a minute. But it was about the NFL owner who was a shady guy, and he was bribing the senator to try to make pro football, legalize gambling on pro football or whatever. But it was just like these cheesy kind of designs and cheesy names. And that's when I look at that, it's like, that looks like something out of that movie. I got to look up what it is. It's driving me nuts now, but it just looks cheesy. It looks fabricated. Does that make any sense?
Yeah. I mean, I thought going with A wolf would have been good. The Hogs. I thought the best thing was doing something with the Hogs. Well, whether I toot my own horn on the logo or whatever, I like my little hog with a feather. But to honor the Hogs, the linemen, and the history of the team, they're keeping the same colors. It's pretty much the same helmets that they had the last few years.
It was The Last Boy Scout.
There
that was
you
the
go.
name of the movie. It was driving me nuts. The Last Boy Scout. It's him and a.
But Tom, look at this logo. It's got stars on it. Who's their rival? The Cowboys.
Yeah.
So with that said, are they rivals anymore? It used to be called Cowboys and Indians, Cowboys and Redskins. So are they rivals? And with that said, now that they're not, Dallas is nowhere near any of those teams. We've relocated a couple times or redesigned the divisions a couple times. Isn't it time to do it again and get Dallas closer against teams that
let them play Houston?
More near them?
Yeah, let them play Houston
and the Saints, maybe.
Yeah.
But instead of Washington, New York, and Philadelphia every year,
kind of dumb. That Dallas is in the NFC East.
Right.
They're in the middle of the country.
Jerry fought when that happened. When they did that, he specifically fought for that because he wanted that 1 o'clock Eastern time zone broadcast, and that's a lot of what that was. Is that he wanted to be in the New York market and the Washington market.
I don't know, but to me, I think the 4 o'clock games are more popular now because people do this or that on Sunday, morning. If they go to church and can go out to eat and go to Meemaw's and all that, the 4 o'clock games what you do on Sunday afternoon. So,
well, there's their black helmets, Tom.
I don't. It looks like I said. It looks like the uniforms in The Last Boy Scout. It looks like cheesy.
Look at that
early
W.
90s.
That's their logo. Like there's no. I don't see any. There's not even a logo of what a commander is.
Did you see the best one that I saw? Remember the Cobra Commander from the G.I. Joe?
Yeah,
they had him on the side of their helmet in the burgundy. That was pretty good. He said, "We're going to be the commanders."
But that's what I'm saying. There's not even a logo with it. It's just a W in a different font.
You know what I think?
It just says Commanders.
Should have just left the Washington football.
I thought that as soon as they come out with
as bad as this is, probably.
Yeah, because that's horrible.
You should have left it alone. I mean, it is what it is. We live in the woke world. Whatever. You got to get rid of all this, but why Commanders?
Do you think that they didn't choose the Red Hogs because of what you just said right there, and they wanted to separate themselves from anything from the past part of it?
I think that's what I said. I think anything with red, like Red Wolves or Red Hogs, would have been akin to Red Skins. So okay, we can't do that.
See there it is, Kevin. That is awesome.
I mean, it's not awesome. It's not even close to awesome. It's silly and ridiculous.
He's talking about Cobra Commanders.
Cobra. Did you see it, Tom?
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah, I agree with you on your point, Tom. There, but can you see that, Tom? That is great. By the way, Tom, I don't know how old you are, Tom, but that was my time.
Yeah, I mean that's just terrible.
Cobra Commanders.
I mean,
they could come out. He could lead them on the field every week.
That's just horrible. I remember that. That was early 80s G.I. Joe.
And you know what's even better than that? Because in every G.I. Joe episode, they had to retreat because they sucked. So they could have him come out and retreat every time they got beat.
I wonder what...
is that supposed to be the mascot he's handing football to?
That's what... Someone's making fun of them because they're the Commanders, so they made him Cobra Commander.
Yeah, I was about to say, he looks like Cobra Commander from the movie.
There you go.
Way to keep up with the sarcasm.
Hey, look, I just heard Cobra Commander. Look,
it brought him out of his stupor.
We were talking about it for 5 minutes now. But
yes, I'm aware of that. I mean, to be honest, when you say Commander, I'm thinking, put some stars on him, maybe an Army uniform.
They put 3 stars on him.
Yeah, that's what.
3 stars?
They got the 3 little stars when Dallas got the big star.
You ever been in a conversation and like 5 minutes later thinking about it like, that guy was being a smart aleck to me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what happened. That's kind of what happened there. Like, wait a minute, that guy wasn't nice at all. Wait, where is that guy? Bring it back. It's just kind of Cobra Commander approved.
That's great.
I was trying to find the official list of the Madden team names just to go through them because I'm about 100% sure at some point that was on one of them. Was Commander, but I
whatever.
That's just terrible.
Whatever, it's horrible.
I've not seen any Washington fans that are there. You go, Zach. That's the one.
They should have just went with Senators. That's what I would have went with. I mean, just like the Canadian hockey team, the Ottawa Senators. I mean, that's where it is. It's in the capital. Just call them Senators. We're done with this.
Just can't.
If you didn't want to
get
call
into
them
the Hogs, or something. Razorbacks. Something of that
nature. There's so much good stuff you could use.
The Boars, the Wild Boars.
We're the I don't think you want to name your team the Boars.
The Boars.
We're watching the board.
Wild boars.
But the warthogs. It's got a W.
Warthogs, something like that.
You get the W on the helmet with wart. You get to keep your W logo that you obviously like. This awesome font.
Well, you know you're gonna have.
You get to honor the hogs.
Well, here's why we have this problem.
Hogs.
The same people that's picking the team name think Mike Trout's 15th all time.
And the same thing. This is a military title, right? So it's only about 10 years to where we say, "Oh, that's mean to make something a military title," so we'll have to change it again.
What'd you see the
change it to Washington Butterflies? Can we change it to Washington Monarch Butterflies?
Nebraska had to change their logo this week.
Nebraska, the Cornhusker logo?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
I'll explain it to y'all fair.
the man with the big ear of corn?
Yeah.
No, they didn't have to change that.
Yes.
They're making it up.
No.
For why?
I'll tell y'all fair. We might get kicked off YouTube if I tell you the real reason, if I tell you on air.
All right.
I'm just going to show everybody the logo that got this guy.
Yeah.
This guy right here has been discontinued.
Really?
Yes. Evil, complete evil, Tom.
I've seen that guy for years.
Right.
He's just
he's evil.
Mean-looking guy with a.
According to the internet. I'm gonna leave him up while I go through my fun tweets of the week and we end the show. Any other
do we
fun thoughts we didn't touch on or talk about?
Are we gonna do the game?
What game?
Are we gonna do it next Saturday?
They don't play today.
I know, but we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait.
Yeah.
Zach's a little ahead of himself.
He's excited.
He's got to get this one right.
I really do.
What I was going to do was going to bring up my and Terry was going to be here. I would have it next week. I was going to do a little video. We'll do what's it called when you're study film session with my junior basketball team and kind of go over what we got to do here. Getting shut down, Zach. The best players on the other team are killing us, and we haven't come through. We have to triple team them.
Well, when you got a girl beast mode,
well, you've seen her. She's awesome.
Awesome.
Getting killed.
Smoking you guys.
Why don't you just go out and have a little fun, Kevin?
Tom, we've had a ton of fun. In fact,
as long as you having fun? Do you?
I love it.
Do you enjoy it?
Yes.
Then who cares whether you're 5-0 or 0-5? Just go out and have fun.
Now,
it's
the funnest thing that happened the other day. I got to say this about one of my kids. He's a little fella, and in fact, I may go to. I'll have it next week. I'll have the highlight next week, so I can tell you. But after the game, so he hit one shot in the game, and he hit a free throw too, right? So he got 3 points, which is not much. Most of our kids, only the good kids hit more than one shot. But anyway, he's one of the smallest kids on the team, and he got a shot up and in. The game before, Tom, he hit a shot, but the ball was on his fingertips at the buzzer, and they called no shot on the little 7-year-old. I told the ref that he had a black heart. I was like, that was evil, man. He said he didn't get it off, coach. Who cares? So I had to tell the little boy, I'm sorry, Nolan, you didn't score. So this week he scores, and after the game, I gave him the game ball last game. So this I don't have a game ball to give it to a little kid, but he's so excited, and he's just you just see he's just sitting there like this, jumping up and down. I was like, "What's up, Nolan? What's up? Good game, brother." And I gave him a fist bump. He goes, "Coach, I was on fire tonight, baby."
That reminds me of the old NBA jam. He's heating up.
He's
heating up.
One shot.
He's on fire.
He told me he was on fire tonight.
Now, my point to Kevin was they scored 11.
That was awesome.
He had 3.
Yes.
He had 25% of their points.
He did.
Just
little Nolan
have
balled.
fun. Just enjoy.
That was so,
enjoy, kids.
That was so funny.
Enjoy them before they turn into 15 and 16-year-olds. Bless their heart. And then it's a whole different game. It's a whole different game.
Then they know the game better than you do.
No, I'm just saying kids in general. I mean, it's so fun. Like 6 and 7 and 8-year-olds, they still love you. They still look up to you. They do. And then you get 16, 17-year-olds, and they're like, "Who are you, man? I'm gonna da 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 da." You know,
right.
it's enjoy that age. Just enjoy it. Enjoy it while you can.
Well, yeah. I know we're having all kinds of fun. Luckily, nobody's been. Nobody's really jerks in the league or anything. Everybody's really, really nice and good.
And that's rare because you usually have at least one jerk.
All the coaches in our age are good. Again, like I said, there's 4 teams. 3 teams got studs. We're the only one that doesn't. Our 2 through 10, I would say if the other ones didn't play their studs, we'd be 5-0. Is how much confidence I have in my 2 through 10. It's just I wasn't ready for them. Basically, Tom, like 2 of the 3 studs, one of them, let's see, we call them Iverson, Barkley, and David Robinson. So that's how they play. So Iverson, He just dribbles around and we can't stay in front of him, right? That's it. He's got a step back jumper at 7 years old. Barkley and Robinson, Zach has seen it. So they'll guard the person dribbling. Then when we make the pass, they'll guard that person, and then they'll shoot it, and then they'll go get the rebound, and dribble down the court and lay it up. While the other 4 do nothing. And I've been beat by those 2 teams 3 times, and that one player, they will guard 3 people.
You need
stealing passes across court.
They run across court and stole a pass. Guarding Tom, they were guarding the guy that threw the pass, ran across court, and stole the pass on its way.
Well, Kevin has the trade deadline passed in your 7-year-old
It
basketball
is.
league. Maybe it's time you can bundle some some draft choices.
There was 3 kids from Hunter Huss sitting in the stands the other night. They just happened to be in the stand. They were there to watch a cousin, and they were asking if they could play. And I was like, how old are you? It was like 11 and 12, and I was like, I could use you.
Yeah. The answer is no.
I just need one of you right now
The
to stop Barkley from going full court on me. Oh, God. If you ever played the Tecmo basketball, that's exactly what it was. Is like Barkley gets the rebound, just goes to the other side of the court and lays it in. But anyway, we'll get it figured out. Tom, playoffs haven't started yet.
Okay.
First 4 games. Also, there's time limits. So there's Terry says everybody has to play at the exact same time, and I tell him no. And the rule in our league is that you don't have to play at the same time. So my team, unfortunately, also 2 of those 3 teams with the studs only have 7 players, and I've got 11. So I'm playing double the players that they are almost, and I don't have a stud. So they're going to be triple teamed and double teamed. Like I might even send 4 at their studs the next 2 games, and like I dare you, because that's what I was thinking. You might have the better players. I don't think their strategies are going to change. Mine can.
He lays in bed, stares up at the ceiling. How can I beat those SOBs?
We have to.
How can I?
We have to. Can't go over. All because you have taller players.
In 1998, 1999, I lost my first 34 soccer games I coached. I feel your pain. So I mean, I feel your pain, dude.
We lost by 2 the other night and missed 23 shots.
I was the Ted Lasso, only worse.
Zach saw 1 possession. We missed 7, didn't we? We missed 7 shots in 1 possession, Tom. 6
now you did
boards.
score in that possession.
Yeah, we did score at the end, but we missed 7 first.
Break it down on the stat sheet. Come on, break it down.
That possession counts as 1 for 1, though, right?
Right, correct. Yeah.
All right, JP. You got anything else to say? Now, next Friday, Tom.
Unless you want me to pick the teams.
No, we're not doing that.
No, we're not doing that. You missed that too, JP.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just here.
So next Friday night, Tom, you've got Shelby and Burns, right?
Right.
And where's it at?
At Shelby.
At Shelby. We'll also have Cherville next Friday night here on KTC Broadcasting. Cherville next Friday. I can pull up the list. JP, I want you to pull up this weekend's race schedule. I've got Busch Light Clash at Coliseum on our coverage beginning at 2:30. We told you the race don't start till 6. So that is going to be all day long on that. Duke in North Carolina today. Duke and Carolina. We didn't even talk about that. Let's give it. Sorry, Tom.
Duke's favored by 3.
Okay, Duke's favored by 3.
Yep.
Baycock last week was the trivia answer for the only, or Billy Cunningham was last week's trivia answer, folks. The last player to have 10 straight double-doubles for North Carolina was Billy Cunningham in 1965.
It'd be nice if you had a decent trivia question.
Wonder if the
what's wrong with that?
Get something get right. Come on.
I wonder if
like Google doesn't work.
I wonder what the price of the Duke Carolina tickets are this year.
And Tom, if they were following the same Twitter feed I was following, they would have been able to get that.
Yeah, that's what they should have done. What were they thinking?
The Tar Heels Twitter feed. What'd you say, Zach?
Could you imagine what the Duke Carolina tickets are this year?
Or will you not think that's listed?
Oh,
is it?
I don't know, but you're thinking that's Krzyzewski's last 2 games with Carolina.
Where's
it
at tonight?
I think it's at Carolina, but not.
Well, we didn't break that down at all because we forgot about college basketball this morning. Duke 9 at North Carolina. 18-3. Duke's favored by 3 at North Carolina. Don't say anything about tickets. I'm guessing it's sold out. No, tickets as low as $230.
I don't see that.
Good.
You can get Penn State, Wisconsin for $28, LSU Vanderbilt for $11, and Gonzaga BYU for $10. You can see the number 2 team in the nation for $10, or Duke Carolina for $230. As low as, Tom. As low as.
I'm not going.
You're not going?
No.
I've never been to.
Carolina's lost 6. Duke's lost 3, I believe. So
tickets $1,900 in the lower level. Row D, row Z $1,600, $1,000 row R as you further you back up. The lowest ticket on there $100 in the Craig deck.
So I can either sit in the lower deck or put a new transmission in one of my 5 cars.
Right. $311 for an upper deck ticket for Duke and Carolina. Coach K's last game in Chapel Hill.
Good.
All right, Tom. Shelby Heating and Air.
Shelby Heating and Air. Call them up, 704-487-7877 for your heating and air needs. Thank you, Shelby Heating and Air, for sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
I only do things incredible can, cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me, cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you, cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
It's the 24th anniversary celebration this Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th at Mitchell